I agree with everything you just said.
That's all I be saying when I be saying.
And 9 years later,
that's all I be really
he's
saying
still fighting for rings.
That's all well and good. We're not taking away anything from LeBron James in the sense of his greatness. He is great. Like, I'm not taking away from his greatness. But when we talk about a game 6 where the Lakers are getting blown out by 30 points, but Kobe Bryant still has 36 points, he's fighting to the end. Like, he's dying on his sword. These niggas died on their sword. LeBron James
some
was
of
on
LeBron's
the bench biting
ugliest
on his
losses.
fingernails.
Like, some of his ugliest losses, he has been non-existent in that game. That's what makes it worse.
It's not even a game. This was 3 straight games. The brother did not show up. And it wasn't because it's...
So how would... Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what's the question?
And I agree. I can see everything you just said. My question to you, how would you want someone to respond given that situation?
What do you mean? Oh,
you're describing the worst possible athletic performance. I'm like, okay, and his response was to be LeBron James.
Come back as best as you can. That's all well and good, but that removes you from. So there's certain rooms that you can't get in. You don't have the keys to certain rooms after that fact. It's like, because we never seen that from them other people. Just not. We're talking about Kobe Bryant shooting 4 air balls in his first playoff game. He bounced back. That was in his first playoff game. He bounced back. However he bounced back, right or wrong.
So that was in the round 1. His greatest defeat was in the finals on the world globe and the world stage, and you can see it. And from whence he came.
But them niggas, the niggas in this conversation on that stage did not. They died on their swords. That's the thing about it. It's like you're fighting until you see 000s on the clock. You going into the end.
I guess the
I'll piggyback this real quick. Let me piggyback this real quick. In them games where LeBron won those finals, right? You look at like I said, he earned that one against San Antonio and Miami. I mean, he fought tooth and nail, right? And when you look at the game in the championships that he won, and then you look at the championships that he lost, it's not the same effort, and that's what people get pissed about. Because when he winning, he all world, he looking like the GOAT. But when he losing, it is a terrible performance by him. And that shit is disheartening. It is disheartening.
Terrible.
And it makes it more frustrating that you can't criticize him without being accused of hating, because y'all act like these shits didn't exist because you still in awe.
Alphonse got me.
You still in awe from the
Alphonse
3 championships he won.
Alphonse,
and you discounting
go.
Not only did he lose 6, how he lost 6. That's all I'm saying.
Time out. All right, so I think you can, and this is why I asked you about the underdog. The only one, and we've covered this before, the only finals loss that I feel you can give LeBron is 2001. And every other one, he showed up. What do you want him to do in 07? He showed up. 2011, didn't show up. Gotcha. Okay. Bang.
I am not criticizing anything LeBron prior Miami. I give LeBron all his credit them first years in Cleveland. I give LeBron, I'll say this on the record, I give LeBron all the credit those first years in Cleveland. I'm only talking about from the move on. So from Miami on.
So I'm not even going to argue Dallas. That's unarguable. He didn't show up. The Spurs lost. He showed up in the Spurs series. That was not LeBron.
The one he won, not the one they lost.
When he lost, he did. He showed up. All right, let me pull up the stats for you. LeBron,
look at his hat. His hat already went down.
You ain't got to pull the stats. The stats showed up. He right here. He know.
I need him to come off of mute, though.
The second finals against KD and them, he dropped 51 in the first game. What else? I don't know what else he's supposed to do. Like
fly.
I don't know what else he's supposed to do.
He's supposed to average 50.
Thank you.
Sarcasm, Antoine.
No, I don't give a shit. He's supposed to average 50. You were 6'8",
man.
265. You the greatest player.
Average 50? That means sometimes you're scoring 75. Because he might have a 25 night.
Finals, or we
You know,
talking about?
hey, time out, real quick. You know what? Hey, time out, real quick.
That's why I fight and defend.
Do you know what Adrian
He's supposed to do twice as much as the best player did before him.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Do you know why Adrian Broner?
Hold on.
Alphonse Buford.
Hold on. Do you know why Adrian Broner never made it as a decent boxer? It's because for all his talk, when he get in the ring, he don't throw his hands enough. When I say that LeBron should average 50.
Wait a minute. Are you mentioning Broner and LeBron in the same sentence?
They both from Cleveland.
No. Mute that man. Mute that man right
Hold
now.
on, let me finish my point.
Tony Reali.
Let me put my point.
Go
My
ahead.
point is, LeBron, when you say he should have averaged 50 points a game, it's because in those moments that we talk about, it's like he don't even want to shoot. What would you say, Lou? Shoot your fucking shot, man. Shoot your shot. No one can stop you.
All right. So against the Spurs,
times it be looking like he didn't even want the ball in his hand.
we're talking about one series. The series that
We're
we
talking about a lot of series.
No,
because that's how he looks
Spurs,
every time he lost.
57%, 52 from 3 points, and averaged 28, 8, and 4.
All it took was that one series for me. That's it. I mean,
That's fine.
That's it.
So the one series is all his career?
The one series knocks him down a couple of notches in that conversation.
So it's a scarlet letter. It's a
But that's
scarlet
why
letter.
it becomes hated.
I mean,
But that's why it becomes
Which is
hated.
ass.
You're not acknowledging anything else that he's done.
That's not true. You saw I put up this shit in the production meeting. I'm like, I love LeBron James.
Y'all do that. Y'all do that about any other player that you don't love as much as you love that man.
What are you talking about?
Y'all will, because it's always
Chris
been
Paul, and I acknowledge that he's fucking probably the best point guard ever. I hate him, but I acknowledge his greatness. And every time I say,
You've never said this.
I said argue.
You've never said this. You've never.
No, he said no. He said this. I can vouch for that.
He definitely gives CP his credit.
I can vouch for that.
Don't
but
like
fuck
him.
that dude. But fuck that dude. Like that's a direct quote.
So his but here's the thing.
CP, you welcome to join the show anytime.
You legitimately
come on
hate
through, brother.
CP.
You know.
I don't hate LeBron. I don't even hate LeBron.
You'll take the fake Chris Paul.
I don't even hate LeBron. I have an opinion about LeBron that was played out in front of my eyes on numerous occasions, and I don't fear speaking up about it because I don't have to sit here and defend how I feel about what the fuck I saw or have seen from him at times, which is disappointing for somebody that is touted the greatest player in the world. That's all.
No, the greatest player ever. The greatest player ever.
And I don't. And my thing is, I don't have a problem with that, as long as you know these other things happened. Like these other things did happen.
Nobody's discounting anything.
Nobody's discounting them.
It is because when I just said, "Hey, this series went like this," it's like, nah, I saw him do that. No, you didn't. In the San Antonio series, he played his ass off.
Did he?
In the one that they lost, he played his ass off as well.
That's the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one he lost.
Wait a minute. LeBron has shown up.
He's coming to me.
I was about
against the Warriors.
And
he showed his ass. Nobody's taking that from him. Nobody's taking away nothing from this championship that they won in 2016. It just be like, it's so great because he did it for Cleveland. Greasy's on the call, so I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
Now we live, baby. So you speak your mind.
That bothers me. You constantly move the goalposts. Right? So you say, oh my God, he balled his heart out. He gave it all, but he ain't had nobody, right? He ain't had nobody. Then we watch a whole off season of him pulling nobodies to his team, and it's like, well, he's the greatest. He gonna make these other players better. Well, which one is it? Right? Because when he lose, he ain't got nobody. But why he ain't make him great? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything ain't hate as much as it is y'all coddle this nigga. Y'all literally coddle this nigga. The go. Can't do no wrong.
That's the thing right there. That's I think it.
Why is he above reproach?
That's what the rocket that's stuck in my craw. Like the brother, he is amazing. He is on and off the court. He gets it done. But he is not above reproach when it comes to basketball.
Okay,
like,
that's
it. That's all I talk
critical.
about.
You can be critical of him.
No one is saying he's above reproach, but the things you use to reproach him only stem from one thing, and this one thing is used to paint his entire.
It's only in one
all
conversation.
It matters.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say.
It's not a universal discredit, and that's where it throws me off, because I'm only talking about when he's compared to.
And this is what I wanted to say, and this speaks to that, and this is for both of you. When I talk to you two about it, I'm not saying all the things that I'm saying are not direct quotes to you two. So it's not that you two think this. It's about the larger argument about LeBron that I see. So I wanted to say that so it's not like, oh, I'm not coming it directly at y'all. I think 2011 is painted for everything that happens. And it's not like, no, these things have context in the years that they happen. Because my thing is, like, okay, so if LeBron didn't show up, does that mean the Spurs aren't a great team? Because he lost the Spurs.
I want to shout out somebody real quick, and I hate to cut you off. Reggie Jackson's name that he chose to use on the back of his jersey, Liberation. I think that's the best one that I've seen so far. I really appreciate that. But
you think these niggas just a bunch of terms that they could choose from? Because a couple of niggas had the same shit on their back.
They did that.
Yes.
Did they give them like a pre-approved list of things they could choose?
Yes.
That's whack. That's whack.
Yeah.
What's on the back of LeBron's jersey?
Nothing.
Why y'all start Go Talk so early?
You said what?
It's been Go Talk all goddamn night.
Dre loves to just throw GOAT in there, which triggers these debates.
No, what I always throw is 2011 because I know it's coming. I actually apologize to do early. It's on the record. It's on the tape. Go ahead, Shannon. I'm done.
All you gotta do is say LeBron.
Thank you.
LeBron.
They didn't like the graphics, bro. They ain't want to support a black man's business.
See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all make it about everything, yo. It's only about basketball. I don't clown that.
We are not here tonight if it ain't for the GOAT.
It started with
we are not having 5 Negroes talking about opening night if it ain't for the GOAT.
Hey, hold on.
If LeBron James played on Friday and Russell Westbrook or somebody would have played tonight, we'd have watched. But we would have talked tomorrow.
I think we would have watched it just because it's the. I think we would have did it because it's the restart.
You didn't hear what I just said, my brother. I said we would have watched. We would not have talked to tomorrow.
Yeah, the first topic was NBA restart.
I think we would have been on. Oh, but okay. What I want to ask Greasy. This game tonight, who is it bigger for, the Lakers or the Clippers? This was a topic of conversation. Thank you, thank you, Mr. Greasy. That's all. I don't want to
go to my record. Go to my record. Time out. What I said.
Judges have the majority.
What did I say? Olu?
The Clippers are still the Clippers until they win the championship. No matter what happens, they still the Clippers.
Oh, now y'all gonna give my man Pete his credit. Y'all gonna give my man Pete because what I said. Because listen, real quick.
It don't matter who the player is. The jersey still says Clippers.
Hey, Grease, would that be the case if there wasn't no Lakers? If the Clippers were the only team in Los Angeles. No. If the Clippers were the only, listen.
Y'all gonna get on Zoro now? What is this?
Listen.
Hey, Antoine, Olu, y'all gonna have to work on your 1-2. Y'all talking at the same time. So one of y'all gotta go first.
My bad.
I don't know how to answer that. Well,
if there was no Lakers, if I said that the bar for the Clippers has been so high because there is a Lakers in LA. If the Lakers were never in LA, maybe they were still in Minneapolis Lakers, and the Clippers were the only team in there, would you say a phrase like, the Clippers are still the Clippers?
Yeah, have you heard of the Knicks?
Yo, man.
What's wrong with you?
Outside and slap the shit out you, okay? Don't you out here, don't you ever come at me with this slander that
Thank you, Shannon.
You just talk to me with no mask on. Don't you ever talk to me about my Knicks again. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Because you apparently forgot.
Ohio to the ground. You understand me? I will burn Ohio to the ground.
Sir, I was in Ohio when I took a picture with Charles Oakley when I was 11 years old on the Polaroid. I got love for the Knicks. I ain't got love for James Dolan. They still the Knicks. You got a problem with me. You need to get your beef should be with James Dolan. Tell him 17. Don't get mad at me.
Hey, do you tell the girl that her issue is with her trifling ass boyfriend? I don't talk about your traumatic relationships. Leave me the fuck alone.
Hey, go ahead. I go in on Dan Gilbert all the time. Go have your way, sir. But the hat still exists though. The hat is still here. Right.
Hey, I just want to update y'all on the score. Or do y'all not want to update?
2016.
Oh, I'm watching. It's cool.
No,
you,
I mean,
everybody else
I just honestly think that, like, the reason that we can even say that there's
when it was a
Clippers
13-point lead, it was my goodness.
I think
somebody go check Lou's IG. I think he's following the Clippers now.
Olu.
Stop it.
Olu.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's go back and look at the tape. From our first cast this season, I have picked the Clippers, and I have maintained that through July the 30th of 2020. I've said this in the beginning, in October 2019. I'm not hopping on the bandwagon. I gave my reasons as to why I think the Clippers will win the championship. They just have the deepest. They're even deeper now. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's not with questionable players.
They added Noah and Jackson.
Feast of famine players. Say that again.
Only 5 people could play.
They added Noah, Jackson, and Morris after you said that.
See, and you keep wanting to pull out this 5 people at a time, but in the course of a game, if you could throw 12 different motherfuckers at somebody in different scenarios with credible players,
there's a reason coaches trim their lineups in the playoffs. You're not going to tell me that. So you're going to tell me they're going to reinvent the wheel, and suddenly in 2020 they're going to.
No, it's not reinvent the wheel, but you always have specialists. You always have specialists on your bench.
You got to get a rhythm, Olu. You got to get a rhythm in the game. You ain't going to get a rhythm if you're trying to.
Talking about scoring, but when you get deep, when you are invested in defensive players, when you invested in bodies just to bang superstar players. You understand what I'm saying? To wear them down.
They're humans. They're not just going to bang. They're going to fucking play. They're going to get the ball. They're going to shoot.
But we got good. We got good players. But we're talking about good players. I mean, I'm just. It's like, because they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, it's like they can't be beat. Like,
I'm not saying that they can't be beat, but I'm saying depth is overrated in the playoffs because we know we have seen.
I don't agree with that. Me not necessarily. Because the thing about it, then why the Lakers go out and get more players? And we talking about, and when you talk about players that need to get in the rhythm, we talking about 2 very rhythmic, you know what I'm saying, players that need to get in the fucking rhythm.
And they got that because people got injured. But now you're talking about 10 players. When have we seen an NBA champion play 10 players during the course of their playoffs?
Detroit Pistons.
With who?
Lindsey Hunter, Jason Maxill.
They went 8. They went 8 deep. They did not go 10. Because if they went 10,
all right, even still, 8 players.
4 would have played. You got 10 players.
You
named 10 players for the Clippers. You didn't name 8. You named 10. You named 10.
You asking me to name 10 players?
No, I'm saying you did. They have 10 players that they're trying to fit into a 48-minute game. This is not easy.
But what I'm saying is everybody doesn't have to play in those 48 minutes. When Patrick Patterson, we might not need you this game. We need more of Reggie Jackson on the floor.
The players just eat that up, right? Just sit down. You've been playing all during the season, and now sit down on the bench in the playoffs until
it's happened before.
If we need you,
it's happened before. We've seen it happen.
On teams that liked each other, on teams that had great chemistry. Go listen. Go. Here's a.
But now, that's kind of. I think that's kind of a Laker thing that's going on because the Lakers are they have such great camaraderie. Nobody else has this camaraderie. Like I don't agree with that. I think
no, that's not because the Sixers don't have great camaraderie, but they also not trying to fit 10 people into a rotation. They go 8 max. They're not trying to fit 10.
Name that 8. Who's the 3 coming? Because we talking about Shake coming off the bench. I mean Shake starting. Horford, Thibault, who's damn, who's the other guy?
7. But my point is they're not trying to do 10.
Kormaz.
Okay.
And not James Ennis. James Ennis in Orlando now. Who's this other guy that used to play for Utah? Royce O'Neal, not Royce O'Neal, he's still in Utah. Alex Burks.
Yeah.
And they got Glenn Robinson III. They fitting all day. Oh, they going to see playing time.
Glenn Robinson III. I thought Glenn Robinson III is somewhere else.
He started the season in Golden State. He's in Philly now.
I don't know. I just think that it's too like they trying to fit too many people.
So the Lakers gonna go 8 deep?
No, I think the Lakers will go 7 as much as they can.
You only think they're gonna go 7 deep? So what they get Dion and JR for?
That's like I think they're gonna dial back Caruso in the playoffs.
Oh, no, I think Caruso's gonna get big playing time.
Mm.
But then you got KCP.
Dion and JR doing what they're supposed to do. I think they go dial back Caruso. If they're doing what they're supposed to do, if they not, then yeah, because you're right. Caruso's getting the second team minutes right now. But I think if Dion because they have a higher ceiling than he does, and so like if their floors are his floor, but their ceilings are higher, they'll take that. Now the problem is if their floors become lower than his, then that's where they'll ride the bench and he'll play. If their floors are lower than his floor, yeah, they'll sit on the bench. But if their floor is the same as his floor, they'll play because their ceilings are higher than his ceilings.
What happened when Rondo come back?
I don't know. First of all, that's a hand injury. So if
Rondo about to be coaching.
What you doing with Markieff?
Isn't Markieff
Sitting there when you need somebody to get a foul.
Isn't he playing now?
I'm saying, is he in your playoff rotation?
We got to foul somebody?
That's what I'm saying. You get these role players. What you gonna do with JaVale? Is he not your backup center?
Again, we all know like all of the. So is JaVale gonna be a problem? But is Reggie Jackson gonna be a problem? Is Reggie Jackson gonna be a problem? Because we got evidence of Reggie Jackson not fucking meshing with 2 All-Stars. No, I mean a problem if he don't play.
No, I don't think so.
Why not? He got fucking ran out of OKC because of that. And you think he's supposed to be less
that was
of it
7 years ago.
And you think he's supposed to be less of it
You
now?
know what 2011 was?
Y'all still.
You know how long ago 2000, 2001, 2002 was ago?
And let's see, you got something to say real quick. I want to come back to what Olu said something earlier. I need to highlight something. Okay.
What happened in 2001?
His man's.
Not my, he wasn't my man at the time. That's the thing about it.
Kobe won. Shaq and Kobe.
But them niggas set records.
Shaq and who?
Kobe.
I mean, who? Oh, okay.
Kobe and Shaq.
The best center.
Okay, well, go ahead.
So Olu said earlier, who game does it matter more for? Because he was saying that the Clippers had like nobody playing, bro. He was like, they got like their 3rd, 4th best player out.
Bro, I did not say that. Stop it. I didn't say they had nobody playing. I said they missing 2 people from their rotation.
You said okay. Maybe the words are wrong, but you know damn well the tone was like, I mean, they ain't really got their whole squad. You supposed to blow these boys out. You said supposed to blow these boys out, right?
I don't know if I used that.
You said that.
You're supposed to win the game.
You supposed to. You said that.
The Lakers need to come into what I said. Why it was bigger for the Lakers because they needed to set that precedent. They needed to show the NBA world, no, we're coming out and we're blowing the doors off of everybody because this is our championship to lose. That's
especially up against this team.
That's why I say tonight is big. If it didn't necessarily have to be the Clippers, it could have been anybody. They have to come out and they have to show their rear ends tonight. Because the whole point is about the Clippers because you compared it to the Clippers. That's
and then you said
who's
because
big,
they were injured, right?
The Clippers or the Lakers tonight?
Are they at full strength?
The Clippers. So
they're not at full strength, and the Lakers better win. But at the same time, they're going to win later because they have a better deeper bench. Like what part of it? If you swap players with LeBron and LeBron lost, is this okay because it's cool, or does Kawhi get the same smoke?
If the Clippers,
there's no smoke for Kawhi.
Say it again.
Is there any smoke for Kawhi if the Clippers lose tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah.
So here's my question.
Not the same.
Here's my question.
It took a long time to think about that.
Here's my question. They played 10 deep tonight.
I was framing it in my fault, Fonz, real quick. I was framing it in the sense of the championship, so I had to focus on tonight. Like, nah, if it's tonight, it's not the same as if the Lakers lose. Because it's not LeBron versus Kawhi in my mind. It's the Lakers versus the Clippers. The Lakers have something to prove in my mind. The Lakers are showing that they have something to prove to everybody. They've been doing that all season. I've been saying this since came out balls to the wall.
So now they're the Lakers.
One.
An hour ago was LeBron and the rest of them. But now
hold on, wait a minute. I did not single out LeBron in the Pips. I didn't do that. It's not David Ruffin and the Temptations. It's the Temptations. Like, let's stop that right there. Because Eddie was just as good as David to me. You understand what I'm saying?
I dig it.
Is just as good as LeBron in my eyes.
So,
okay.
Here's my question, though. The Clippers have played 10 players tonight without 2 of their players. Where are these minutes going to come from?
Obviously, some people are going to lose minutes when 2 of your top 5 players come back.
So people that you named, because you named Patrick Patterson, is he going to lose minutes?
I said he was the one that I named losing time. Yes, I'm sure he's going to lose time. But do I think Reggie Jackson?
Who's missing? Who's missing?
Lou Williams, probably the co-6 men of the year.
You said Lou Williams. Who else?
Williams and Montrezl.
But see, this is why I don't like it, because right now, like, it's a built-in excuse for the Clippers.
Yeah, that's all.
If they lose, it's gonna be like, well, they wasn't at full strength. Like,
is PG playing tonight?
Tonight, yes.
If LeBron had lost the same caliber of players, y'all have been roasted on if you lose, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought, real talk. Before they started, I thought PG wasn't playing.
Juggernaut persona that they have to show. If they start to show slips and cracks, people want to go, oh, maybe the Lakers aren't as good. Like they have
benefit.
Listen, but hold on.
No benefit to winning
the
game.
Sorry. So you say there's no pressure on the Lakers whatsoever?
No, I'm saying if the Lakers win, it doesn't matter because the Clippers fans will just say we didn't have our team, and if the Lakers lose, it's a big problem. It can't be both ways.
It doesn't even matter. It's not that big of a deal tonight.
That's what
I'm just making conversation. Like, who is
to
the
me? It's
bigger
standard. It's number. I mean, but that's what I said earlier. Like Olu, it's a default. Like, this is a standard Laker pressure, especially when you have LeBron. Like, so to ask the question really is not really. It's not really a question because like you compare them to the Clippers. Like, and that's what we mean by they're the Clippers. No. Listen, what I'm saying.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Wait, because then here's the thing. So you mean to tell me? Wait. So what you're arguing is that if Kawhi loses, it's a big deal.
No,
if
let me
Kawhi
say why
loses
that's not
and it's
fair
not a big deal, how can it be a big game for them?
Making it about these 2 players. These guys are on teams. Like,
bro, they're not gonna write about the Clippers. They're not gonna write. They're not how media works.
This is why.
Stephen A. is not going. They're gonna say the Clippers. When they say the Clippers and Lakers, they're gonna be talking about who? Kawhi and LeBron, bro.
Drake, can I just say something real quick? You said this is standard Lakers pressure, right?
Plus with LeBron. Yes.
So if you have that for them, how can y'all, either one of y'all sit here and say that the Clippers don't have that stigmatism because they the other team outside of the fucking Lakers if it's always been standard Laker pressure? So if you got the Lakers and they got this pressure, the team right around the fucking corner,
right,
is always going to be the team that never really matched up, never was at the greatest. So what I'm saying is, no one's saying they have to beat them. If you had an older brother, you wouldn't even have an identity in high school until that nigga graduated. You get what I'm saying?
We're saying in that context, we get it. Whatever it is to me, I'm sounding like I get it. What I'm saying is, fine.
How many niggas is somebody's little brother for the rest of their life? That's all I'm saying, right? The Clippers ain't been a little. Come on!
Yeah, I got 3 little brothers that's kind of standing on their own right about.
Yeah, I'm about to say the little brother comparison falls apart a little bit.
Yeah,
they hang out with y'all more than they hang out with me. Like, I mean,
the youngest is always the flyers. Like Tombo's the coolest out of the whole
clique. Has that always been the case for the Clippers and the Lakers, though? Seriously?
Here's my thing about that. My thing about the Clippers is not in conjunction with the Lakers, because when they lost to the Houston.
I'm sorry, was there ever a Clippers life without the Lakers in it?
Yes. When the Clippers were Lob City, the Lakers were on the downslope. Those were
And yet still the second team in Los Angeles. Time out. And still considered the second team in Los Angeles.
Because you got the second number of rings. Like, it's just a default. Like, it's not like it's more or less. What do you like? It's like, what do you expect the Mets to be in compared to the Yankees?
I don't want you to state that. I don't want you to sit here and tell me that the Lakers can have pressure, but the Clippers don't. And you can't tell me that the Clippers. You can't tell me that the Clippers pressure isn't related to them actually having to play in the same city as the fucking Lakers.
What I'm saying is the pressure ain't really that much pressure. Like, it's not like pressure. It's like, yo, just fucking perform and not do off the off-stuff antics, or have a racist ass owner. Like, it's all those things. Like, all that ties into how we view the Clippers. Like, Bebe's kid's one of the biggest skit was when he talks about how he got a triple-double, just signed up playing for the Clippers. It's
so what's
always
it gonna
been
take
in the
y'all
past.
to recognize the Clippers as a legitimate team? A ring, right?
Isn't that with all teams?
No, I'm not saying they're not a legitimate team.
For them to be a ring, for them to even get a ring, they got to be the most dominant team in Los Angeles, right?
You got to be the most dominant team in the West to get a ring in the West.
I mean, right now, for the Clippers, you have to at least be the dominant team in Los Angeles, because the Clippers and the Lakers are not going to see each other into a finals.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Bro. By default, you have to be the best in the West. So yes,
I ain't think you trying to think too big. We only keeping this between the Lakers and the Clippers right now. So I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. We never were. We were always comparing it to how the rest of the league is.
Nah,
tonight, of course.
No. We're talking about.
Fonz got it.
We're talking about who the pressure was on, right? Because this is really the battle for Los Angeles, right? More than anything, this is a battle for Los Angeles.
So
what does a Lakers loss tonight mean to y'all?
I think the thing started branching.
Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing.
If they lose a close game, it's a precursor for the finals.
They lose. They lose tonight. They lose the season series with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing.
Right.
They lost They lost the season series.
So because it's the Lakers now losing the series doesn't matter, right?
What do you want? How much pressure you want this man to have?
I want shit niggas to be even
that's
killed.
What I'm trying to understand.
I just want niggas to be even
coming back to
killed.
LeBron, though.
I just want niggas to be even killed.
We wouldn't even talk about, because we would not talk about the Lakers if it wasn't for LeBron, though. We're not talking about that if it wasn't LeBron.
We always talk about the Lakers.
Everybody
talks about the Lakers.
That me saying the Clippers are the Clippers is independent of anything Lakers.
In your mind, it's independent of anything Lakers, but the stigmatism that you're trying to pass off is generally because they're the second team in Los Angeles.
They have their own faults. Their faults are not because of what's happening in conjunction with the Lakers.
The Lakers don't have faults. The Lakers don't have issues.
Hell yeah, they do.
Jenny Bus is one walking issue. Nigga, are you serious?
Can I frame this question? So say if they lose tonight and the Clippers,
the Lakers, I like that.
The Knackers, the Clippers actually catch them in the battle for number one.
Time out. That's not fair. You're going too far. Let
them finish.
No. Why? How's that too far? Because if they win tonight, they gain a whole game on the Lakers, right? With 7 games to play. And let's just say miraculously, they end up with a better record than the Lakers.
That's the part we need to stop, because that part is that's one of the different discussion. If you ask me today, right now, who does this game matter for mostly, right? And I say they lose, I'm not gonna freak out, because
it's not a freak out, but it would it be summarily dismissed?
No, I mean, to me it would, because it's 7 more
games. You
want
to dismiss it just like, it was just.
But that's the thing.
How much pressure I gotta have to come back from a COVID operation?
You picked the Clippers to win the title. So it doesn't mean anything.
Say that again, Fonz.
You picked the Clippers to win the title, and you're dismissing this game. You have your built-in excuse.
I'm not dismissing this game. I'm just saying. Don't get me wrong. The Clippers want to win this game. They definitely want to go. We're not at full strength, and we still beat y'all, and we win the season series. But I think for the Lakers persona, for what they are showing to the world, they have to come out. The Lakers need to go 8-0 in this shit. In my opinion, they need to run through shit. We need 2,000.
8-0.
Yes.
It is a global pandemic, and you want folks to go 8-0 anytime battle racism?
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Hold on. They're in the bubble to win the championship.
All I'm saying is sometimes we remove ourselves from being human. Like, bro, we are dealing with shit, right? Like, what I'm saying, they can think about other things in their life.
Oh,
and expect
now
you to
you want me to treat them like a human.
The entire time I will love you to. Because you're expecting them to perform at 8-0 precision, coming from a COVID situation, dealing with that and getting questions about.
If you ask the Lakers, let me ask you this: if you ask the Lakers if they want to do that,
superheroes all the time.
If you ask the Lakers if they want to establish their dominance
to be
and show the NBA,
but you're only putting that on one team. Everybody wants to be 8-0, but you're not saying Milwaukee needs to go 8-0. You're not saying Milwaukee.
We're not talking about Milwaukee.
We're not talking about them yet.
Philly needs to go. We talked about other teams. We talked about the floor.
We live watching this game for a reason.
We just
live
LeBron James.
Come on. We already discounted the East in this previous conversation. We've already discounted the East, so there's no need to talk about the East. You've discounted the East as winners of any winners of this championship. Huh?
Yeah.
Earlier,
that's why that question was asked, because when the Lakers were up 13, it was you whoopity-woo, you know.
That didn't even happen.
Because we're on tape delay.
That might be a little bit exaggeration.
Thank you.
I'm telling you. So it was 13-9. It was a 4-point lead, and we're gonna have to go back and look at the tape. It was like, there go that man. Or it was something to that thing. Yes, you, Andre Taylor. Yes. Didn't happen. Yes. Star Child's Bridge, it was you. Yes.
You.
Baby Bubba.
You kept doing this shit. You kept doing this shit like you was like, go, nigga.
So now I'm upset for being a fan. I was responding to his activity on the basketball court. You over there getting hyped.
You for being a fan. And I said, this is how Lakers fans are. And I know firsthand, out of everybody, and I don't want to keep, but I was in the building with these guys. I was at Kobe's, it was a birthday gift. We were at Kobe when he shot down with Jimmy Kimmel. Was Jimmy Kimmel's the Fallon. Yes, Kimmel's not Fallon. And you just have to see the way these people operate. You would have thought they won a championship that night. And Kobe was just talking shit. Like Lakers fans, whether you're new fans from 2 years
it's
ago,
Hollywood.
Fans from 30 years ago.
It's Hollywood. What do you do? What do you want me to do?
Fuck y'all won't
I don't want you to do anything.
Y'all won't
come on, man.
Doing the Knicks Van extra years.
The
y'all
guys
won't fucking with the last with the Knicks Van.
Because LeBron James wasn't on the team, bro. We've established this. I'm only here as long as LeBron here. I might hang around this time.
Y'all won't love in the Lakers.
You talking to Ant or me?
George was the starting shooting guard.
I'm talking to Ant.
And
I wasn't here.
And when Eddie Jones was supplanted by Kobe Bryant, that's when I'm gonna take a break from the Lakers, because Eddie Jones, number 25 out of Temple University, that was my guy. That was a John Chaney guy. Yeah. So yeah. I have no problem admitting that I was not rooting for the Kobe Lakers.
Honestly,
not at all.
You guys can see
Kobe Lakers. It wasn't me. I wasn't with them.
And maybe, like I said, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you can pose this to your people out there in social media land. But I honestly feel that a lot of stigmatism from the Clippers come because they're the little brother of the LA. They're little brother of LA, man. And if you don't think that dethroning the Lakers finally ain't a big deal to not only the Clippers, but to the Lakers, who need to not only show dominance in this season, but the window is closing on this championship. Let's be honest. So if you tell me ain't no pressure on them to at least say, hey, not only are we the number one team, but we keeping these other niggas at bay. Yeah.
That's standard Laker pressure. That's what I'm saying.
So that means you say that there's standard Laker pressure.
The same thing LeBron got to do every year. He got to come through and be LeBron James. And each year it changes of how high you got to fly or how strong you got to be. But it's always he got to be LeBron James.
He got to be LeBron James with AD.
Olu don't quote his stats, man. Olu quotes his traits. And he's 6'5", 100 pounds. It's like, yo.
LeBron James not 6'5".
What is he?
6'8".
No, your man. That's your man. Nah, that's your man. What you
I
mean?
was doing a quote interpretation.
Let me see. You about 6'8".
Yeah, he know what it is.
265. He's
Earlier
still
in his recording,
265.
someone said, there it is. Somebody said
Nigga
his line. I'm like,
freight
yo, who?
train. Shooting jumpers and flopping.
Who
and
said
shit.
what?
Let him be the GOAT, baby.
I guess for me the thing is
Somebody said he be offensive fouling every time he go to the hole.
I said he be flopping and shit. Nigga let a 6'4" nigga knock him out the air.
I didn't say anything about the flopping. I don't take away from the man's his greatest greatness. You know.
but only one team has to go 8-0.
Are you brother
That shit
LeBron?
bothers me, y'all. From
Only
the
one team
90s,
has to go
yo.
8-0.
What niggas fault? What niggas fault?
Nobody
on
got
TV?
that. Nobody got that
From the
reference.
90s, yo.
I didn't hear it.
Too much noise.
I say, are you Mr. LeBron's pimp? Nobody get that. His greatest greatness. That's just the brother confronting Malcolm on the steps about a large bomb. Yeah.
But yeah, only one team has to go 8-0 in this, and for me is if you put that pressure.
We say the Wizards.
No,
They gotta go. They gotta go 8-0. The Magic gotta go 0-8.
So
it still won't be enough.
Summer camp, you know, get to spend a couple of weeks in, it's sunny Orlando, you know.
Nigga, this is what happens. The Wizards being part of this bubble shit is like when the water boy gets in on singing night. Like it's just not.
I disagree with that because if they were at full strength, I think they definitely would have it. They could have caught Orlando or the Nets because the
8 games.
No. They have to.
You only got 8 games to make this happen, yo.
They have 8 games to get within 4 games, and then it's
to make this happen. They have 8 games to make this happen. Okay.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, say if Brad, John, and Bertans were there, this 8 games, they should be able to catch the Orlando Magic.
They're not there.
So then,
I'm just saying
how is it this
hypothetical if that was the case? Because
how is it
it's like if they were at full strength, if they had all the forces, they have a chance to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And get into the playoffs and get beat by Milwaukee in round 1 at the same time. See, this is where it kills me.
But they're here.
That love these number 1 teams. I'm like, oh, just get in the playoffs. What does that mean? They're not going to win the championship. Like, brother, get in the playoffs. I mean, we building, right or wrong.
But
and Mr. Greasy, I mean, as a Cavaliers fan, I know you would be happy if they were to get in the playoffs. If they were to build. You wouldn't be happy if they got in the playoffs?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like this season.
I'm just saying,
sure.
next season, if they grew enough to get into the playoffs with all their young players, it's like, nah.
Wait. We only was really kind of discussing why the need for the Wizards to be in this bubble, right? And you saying that there was a possibility that they could have done something
prior to everybody pulling out. That it wasn't
okay, right? But them being in the bubble now,
that week, and John,
them being in the bubble now is for what? For shits and giggles?
They're there. I mean, once you set certain things in motion, you got to kind of go with it, right? And
like
for the development of the young players. I mean, we have players that were fourth and fifth options that are now number 1 options. They're getting the burn like that. That's invaluable. Like getting
right. Burn. No problem. So then they're here for show right now, technically.
For development.
For development, right? So because it's a feel good thing to do for them. They was close. They was the only team that had a shot in the East that looked like they were
mathematically they were still in it. I mean,
Yeah, right. So, gotta let them in. Just like I said, man, it's senior night. The little kid with the Down syndrome has been coming to the game since his freshman year. Let him in the game.
I think
let him in the game.
That's so natural.
He gonna shoot a 3,
Jive Time Turkeys does not have anything against Down syndrome children. Let that record show.
So,
I'm just saying, man, why the Wizards there, yo?
We in the second. Well, they had to. I mean, like Lou said, once they set the the parameters, whoever fit it, like
Hey,
pretty
you
sure.
don't think that 9 and 13 teams look a little offsided?
Yeah, but they had to set a rule. Like they set the if you within 5.5, you get to come to Orlando. All right, well shit, that's what we got.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Wizards right now, like some of them are like, cool, I'm glad we here. Other them is like, man, what the like you only gonna be here for 8 games.
I know.
I don't know. I think it's really no veterans on the Wizards at this time. It's like all young players that want to get out.
I mean, ain't Bill a veteran by now?
Who?
Bill?
He's not there.
But also, you got to think too. If they weren't doing this, they would still.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm asleep at the wheel. What happened to Bill?
He been playing with a hurt shoulder, so he sat out.
But here's the thing: if they like, say, in a perfect world, there was no COVID right now. Well, if this was the true offseason, they would have been playing anyway. They would be hooping anyway.
Yeah,
so why not play? So why not get pro burn? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be. They would have.
No, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, the basketball is a year-round sport.
Yeah, it's like they get the hoop with
it.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at
and
that.
that's what Olu's saying though. Like you get that burn free bump with pro players, so next year you might make the playoffs.
No,
I just want a live update. It's an 8-point lead. It's an 8-point lead now, man.
That's cool, man.
I let you just a live update. Rain on. I don't want to rain on parade. I don't want to hear.
Man, he playing, bro. Ain't no parade getting rained on.
Hey, JaVale,
see, that's the stuff. Oh, that's the stuff we talk about.
JaVale.
What?
Who's playing? Was that sarcasm? I was telling. It's good to see the brother out there running.
You keep making it about LeBron. Like,
hold on. Let me say something. The Lakers got JaVale McGee.
Who's the Lakers MVP?
Got LaVelle McGee.
AD.
And D. Howard.
Okay.
And AD.
You're not blind. You're not blind. Your loyalty isn't blind. Thank you, Mr. Fonz.
I was a Lakers fan before LeBron came. I'm only here for the dude.
I understand.
Yeah, I was still buying
See, that's that sideline.
I was on the youngin train. Like, yo, we could get it done with these youngins. So I've been here, but offer them up for AD too. Like,
okay, I got another question. Who's the MVP of the league?
Giannis.
It's gonna be Giannis.
No. I'm not saying who's it going to be. I'm asking, in your opinion, every one of y'all, who's your MVP?
Oh,
remove all bias, man.
Remove all bias. No, you have to remove the bias.
Because I'm gonna add stuff that's off the court, though.
As objective as we can with this.
Yeah, you can't do that, right?
No. Okay, we're talking about MVP of the season, right? I'm not gonna bring in. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, MVP of the season.
I thought you saying
who's going? If you were voting, who's the MVP?
Giannis.
LeBron James.
Why?
Because I'm the sideline guy. Here's the thing. Are you going to include this part right here? It's the season.
No, this part doesn't include.
This part doesn't count.
Oh, then
we're not even seeing. I mean, we haven't even seen. His team is down right now. Just.
No. Because I haven't know my. Okay, here's my point. If you were including the 8 games, so if you were including,
I'm saying that because if we're including this so far, what we've seen, I
like that.
I just got a notification because Paul George heated up versus Lakers 20 points. But
no, here's the thing though. I love all that. That's perfect. What I'm saying is, you would include these 8 games, and it's called one season. He has to be MVP because when folks say, "Yeah, I don't know," he put the hit out, set all that shit up. We going to Florida.
Why should he be your MVP?
Dre, you're supposed to mention the 3-game stretch.
Dre don't know the 3-game stretch.
And who's the other team?
I wish I could say it for everyone, but I'm a Draymond. Like, come on, Dre. We're talking about basketball.
What did Pat say? Pat said, y'all know the king playing, y'all playing. Not my words, bro. He said, y'all know the king playing, y'all playing, so quiet that noise. I see you in Orlando.
Yo, the MVP has never been who has the most impact on the league. If that was the case, Michael Jordan would have won it every year. So, like,
oh, no, I get it, but you asked me the question, though, bro. The question was asked, and I give you my answer. If you include these 8 games, you not get these 8 games as smooth as you did.
But then you can't be mad at people whose favorite player is Michael Jordan saying Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
I never – hold on. First off, this has never been – no. This has never been – wait. I have never said Michael Jordan's not a GOAT. Never. What I said was don't discount my – I don't be mad at people say Michael Jordan's a GOAT. I only defend my GOAT.
LeBron. You can't get mad at them anymore if you're saying I'm going to arbitrarily choose my man regardless of the normal metrics that are made. Then you can't get mad at people discounting LeBron outside of the normal metrics.
No, I don't discount. I'm not discounting Michael Jordan.
But you're discounting everyone else because you're saying LeBron is the MVP because of all this extra stuff that's outside of normal MVP voting. So
I'm saying it because what I'm saying that, you know why I'm saying that? Because we're in a global pandemic. No, if it was like 99, like if it was any other year, and like no, I'm saying because of this. Like that's what I had like.
But that's not how the MVP's going.
Oh, I know. I'm the sideline guy, bro. I don't know. Yeah.
He just want to pick LeBron. That's his answer for everything.
No. Yeah, my opening statement was I'm not talking about basketball stuff. I said I'm not talking about the basketball stuff. Basketball stuff probably got
This ain't Walter Payton's Man of the Year
if you saying
award.
who's the most valuable player of the season,
award, though,
it's got to be your man
LeBron. About basketball, man.
This ain't Walter Payton's award, nigga.
It should be. That's what life's about, baby. Go talk.
So
just for shut up and dribble. This is just for shut up and dribble time. Listen, it's got to be Giannis, man.
Shannon, who's your MVP? No, you have to say it for the record.
I was going to say Giannis until they went on that stretch where they beat the Clippers and the Bucks. Then I started siding with LeBron. It's 1A and 1B right now. It's close. If you remove LeBron and you remove Giannis, and neither one of them teams in the playoffs.
These niggas have a good weekend. I'm telling you. These niggas have hangover. And they just, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm just saying, these jokers, the Milwaukee Bucks, have been the #1 defensive team the whole season, right? And they are a top 3 offensive team the whole season, and their engine is number 34 to 6'11" Nigerian that came over from Greece. This guy has to be the MVP of the league. I mean, what is the criteria for the MVP? What has it been historically?
#1 team.
The best player on the best team.
Yeah, that's what it's been. I mean, I'm not like he's going to get the MVP.
You think the Bucks are the best team in the NBA?
Record-wise,
they are. They are.
I mean,
you said best team.
By record, they are. That's what they go by.
Okay,
regular season, they have been the best team. One weekend does not change.
I'm not arguing with you. I can see why you say that.
But my thing is, all right, we know LeBron James is the straw that stirs the drink for whatever teams that he's on, right? But the way Anthony Davis has played, he's played in the shadow of LeBron all year, and it's just like when LeBron is leading the league in assists at 35 years old at 10.5 assists a game. Yeah. Anthony Davis leads the Lakers in points, rebounds, steals, and he's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. It's just like, how can this man, not taking anything away from him, because I don't want it to be like I'm taking anything away from LeBron. How can he be the MVP of the league when, by the stats, he's not the best player on this team?
Man, okay. Is the team more successful if you remove LeBron or if you remove AD?
Ooh.
That's a caveat. If you take LeBron out of there, yeah. But like I said, LeBron is the
LeBron off the team. They got no shot.
No shot at the championship?
They got no shot at being relevant.
That's a lie.
I disagree with that.
That's a lie.
I disagree with that.
Because the whole point for AD to be there is for after LeBron leaves. Help him while he's there and when LeBron leaves.
Okay, and AD had years in New Orleans. Went to
the Pelicans.
Hey, hold on, Greasy. We got to stop there because they went to the playoffs and lost to the Warriors that were 73-9, like 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row they lost to the Warriors, and then the third year, AD last year they made it to the playoffs last year. He didn't want to play. I mean, they shut it down,
and he shut it down. So like,
okay,
he was
because number 23 made the call.
But hold on, what's the question though? I thought the question was who goes further if you remove them. And if you go further with LeBron,
he made it seem like
it was
Lakers,
relevant.
He made it seem like the Lakers irrelevant without.
You know, speaking of hyperbole, you know what he meant. He said the quiz.
No, that's not what he meant.
No.
Hyperbole.
Even that was. I don't think that was hyperbole. He removed all. The Lakers wouldn't have been shit. If LeBron.
That was the only thing that was missing from that statement.
Like Dre said, we
talk about the Rockets. We talk about these bottom tier Western teams. That's relevancy, bro. When we talk about the top, we talk about the Western Conference Finals. Who has the championship chances? Who we talking about?
But we talking about.
We had a whole conversation about. We had a whole conversation about if the Blazers can beat the Lakers. The Blazers not even
all of them.
Who else? Who's the ninth seed? Who else in the bottom tier? Let's talk about some other teams. You said one of them had no shot. Who had no shot at all? Who said Denver had no shot?
The Kings.
Is that relevant?
The Kings. The thing about it is the Kings.
Is that relevant?
King and Portland have the same amount of games to get in. They have the same amount of games.
When I say relevance, I'm talking about competing for a championship.
Thank you.
Nigga, everybody's competing once the playoffs start.
If you take wait a minute, but if you take AD off of the Lakers not competing for a championship.
That's what he was saying. If you take AD off the team,
no,
you're not going to be for
he was asking who.
They want the same on that
one.
What
would be the greater descent, LeBron or AD? Of course, it's going to be LeBron. Yeah. I get that, but at the same time, if you take AD off the Lakers,
they'll make the playoffs.
Who? I think both teams would make the playoffs without one or the other. You don't think so?
No,
I don't know about that.
You don't think who wouldn't make it? Which one wouldn't?
See, that's the thing. I'm not guaranteeing they make the playoffs.
Without LeBron?
What? We've already seen
look at this lineup. Look at this lineup without LeBron. You cannot guarantee they're going to make the playoffs. Like you talking about the Blazers, right?
Ain't that general management fault? There's like two niggas from the G League out there. Who else out there right now?
That's the whole point, though.
He went to the.
Who else is on the team? Like we're not discounting AD. You think we're discounting AD?
Y'all are. Y'all definitely are.
If you cycle back here,
y'all definitely are discounting AD. Y'all definitely are. That's
if y'all cycle back to this.
I'm saying who's gonna make it?
How does this team beat a fully healthy Clippers team if y'all cycle back to that shit? If y'all say that who out here on this floor without LeBron, how does this team beat a fully healthy Clippers team with a bigger bench?
You have LeBron James. The team.
There's going to be sometimes that LeBron isn't playing, so I get
of course.
But my point is, like, we've seen AD play without LeBron. It was called the Pelicans, and they went to the playoffs for the better part of the last 3 years. So to say that, LeBron
multiple times,
and LeBron is and they lost to the eventual champions.
But no. See, I guess I'm not discounting AD. AD had a better. Okay, this AD's team with the Pelicans is better than this Lakers team with just him.
You said what?
Yeah.
When he played, who has the better team, the Pelicans or the Lakers? If you have no LeBron, like Brandon's team, when he was playing,
one team was built to be where one team was built for AD to be the centerpiece, and another team was built where
but that's what we're saying. In the context of the Lakers, if AD's by himself, who else does he have? Is no LeBron on the Lakers roster. We're not saying he couldn't do it with a team of the caliber of the Pelicans.
Right.
He could take that.
It's fine.
It's
fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Having the players wouldn't even be there without LeBron.
I'm not saying no one saying some shit.
All right, you definitely saying that. You're saying that without LeBron, the Lakers with AD would be fucking not even in the bubble, and that's utterly fucking ridiculous.
Kind of ridiculous.
I didn't say it's not in the bubble. I said I'm not guaranteeing they make the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Like they might be number 9. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I asked. Like, what's about with the like 1, 2, 3 irrelevant?
They're not number 9. I just said they wouldn't make the bubble. So that covers that piece that you're talking about.
No, the bubble's a playing right now. Fonzie got 13 teams, right?
Don't they have a play-in for the bubble?
Yeah, they don't do that. We'll say don't do that. We're not saying that. We're not saying it would be. Hold up, real quick. Stop, Antoine. Stop, Antoine. Stop.
No.
What I'm saying was the relevant. That's why I asked the relevant.
Is divided by small amount of games.
That's why I asked for the relevance. My whole question about being relevant, I said, are the Kings relevant? We said no. But
that's because they're the Kings. But we talked about Portland. We talked about teams that are on the outside of the playoffs.
We said relevant for winning the championship. For winning the championship.
Huh?
For winning the championship. Are they relevant in that?
Why do we have any conversation other than about the 3 teams that we think win the title? Because
when it comes down to it, we don't. We always just end up with LeBron.
We just talked about people tonight. We just talked about Portland tonight.
Go through all the shows. A lot of the time, dedicate this one topic, this one man.
We talked about Portland tonight. We talked about Boston tonight. We talked about Houston tonight.
Yeah, no, but that's because it's the first. Like, you think that's relevancy? Like, that's not long-term relevancy.
That's just relevant. So you can't say the Lakers with AD would be here and then say they'd be irrelevant. If we just talked about all these other teams that deep down we don't think are going to win the title, and we just talked about them. We talked about Russ and Harden. So why would we not talk about AD? Is my point.
Because what I'm saying is, if you think we don't think that AD with this Lakers team would have a chance to win the championship.
But we just talked about 3 other teams that we don't think have a chance to win a title.
Yeah, we talk about some hypothetical as if it could be possible. We know it's not going to happen. We know we're going to watch this again. Like, we know that.
Why do we think we wouldn't be talking about AD as one of those teams?
Oh, we will. But that's what I'm saying. We would talk about them just as much. That's what I'm saying. It'll be just as much.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't talk about them because they
don't think
relevant.
AD on the Lakers without LeBron?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think we're missing. No. All I'm saying is we would talk about them.
You think?
No, I'm saying.
You don't think AD on the Lakers without LeBron is still not a big deal?
Greasy saying we would not be talking about them.
Nigga, they would have.
That's my opinion.
They would have posed that like. They would have posed that like the next coming of Kareem. Big man come to the Lakers. Like, no, I think it would have still been just as much fanfare if AD had been there without LeBron there.
Well, yeah, because it's AD and the Lakers. That's what I'm saying. That's standard Laker pressure. That's my whole point. They're the Lakers. It's the Hollywood team. Yes, any name plus the team's gonna give you a lot of rah-rah. But is this game
if you put AD on the Knicks, they always talk about AD on the Knicks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a standard pressure for being a GOAT.
That's because the Knicks are the Mecca, nigga. Respect us.
Of course. I'm gonna give you that credit. That's what I'm saying.
Respect us.
I mean, it'll be a miracle too. First, if the Knicks were here, yo,
the most miserable state to live in. You put some respect on our names.
I think Anthony Davis will make any team better, bro.
Exactly.
Anthony Davis. He's definitely a top 5 player in the league, and with KD not playing this year, he's a top 3 player. Like, honestly, shit.
What seed are the Lakers with AD this year? I'm asking as a question.
Without LeBron James? See, it's hard to answer that question because
look, get to
who gets that roster?
And 9 years later,
nobody
still fighting for rings.
The same team.
We're not taking away anything from
right now,
LeBron James.
The same team without LeBron
He
James.
is great. Like, I'm not taking away from his greatness, but when we talk about Game 6, where the Lakers are getting blown out by 30 points, but Kobe Bryant still has 36 points.
I mean, just for the sake of argument, these guys.
He's dying on his own. These niggas died on his own.
Where in the West?
Some of LeBron's ugliest losses.
Who's the 7th team in the West?
He has been non-existent in that game.
No,
that's what makes it worse.
Who's the 6th team?
This was 3 straight games. The brother did
not
show
this
up.
is the Rockets.
And it wasn't because
the Rockets.
So how? Go ahead,
Fifth is OKC.
No, what's
I don't know how OKC
I agree. I can see everything you just said. My question
Chris
is,
Paul.
how would you want someone to respond given that situation?
I was trying to let P say.
You're describing the worst possible
Chris Paul.
I'm like, okay, his response was to be LeBron James.
Come back as best as you can. That's all well good, but that removes you
And
from
straight
certain rooms that you can't get in.
Thunder
You
have a
don't
good
have
team.
the keys to certain
They
rooms
really
after
have a
that
solid
fact.
Do you
team.
really think
Because
they
we never
plan on being
seen
the
that
5th
from
seed
other
when they made that
just
trade?
not.
No,
Kobe
not at all.
Bryant.
But they have
Shooting
a
4
lot
air
of
balls
pieces
in his
on that
first
team that they don't
playoff
get
game.
enough credit for.
He bounced
They
back.
should not be 5th in
that
the
was in his
West.
first
Hey,
playoff
why
game.
not?
He bounced back.
Name 5
However
better
he
than
bounced
them.
back, right or
You're
wrong.
right.
Say it again.
So that was in the round one.
Name
His
teams
greatest-
that are better than them.
His greatest
I mean, who beneath
on the
them should be
World
better?
Globe
Maybe
and
the
the
Rockets.
stage,
Maybe the
and you
Rockets.
can see it. And
But
from
they
whence
didn't
Dallas
he
better
came.
than
But
No, heck no.
the
No,
niggas
not
in
at all.
this station
Dallas
in
really
on
isn't
that
that
stage.
good. Like,
Did
honestly.
not they dive
Like
on that
Luka,
sword?
so
That's
think-
the thing
It's
about it.
Luka.
Like you going, if you fight
Luka
until
and who
you
else?
see triple zeros on the
Luka
clock.
is
You
the
going
closest
at-
thing that
Yes,
we've
yes,
seen
I'll take it back this
to
real quick.
LeBron
Let me
James.
take it back this real quick.
Like somebody
In them
that
games
controls
where
that
LeBron
team
won those
that
finals,
much,
right?
and
You
gives
look
them
at,
relevance. Like a
like
lot
I
of people
said,
don't
he
give
earned
Luka
that one
his
against
credit.
San Antonio
He is
and
a hell of
Miami.
a basketball player
he
and has been
tooth
for
and nail,
years.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And when you look
Like,
at the
he's playing
game in the
NBA,
championships
and
that he won, and then you
you
look
might
at
as
the
well say he
championships
just bring
that he
that. I mean,
lost, it's
he
not the
hasn't
same
skipped a beat
effort,
since he
and
came
that's
from
what
over
people get
from
pissed
Europe.
about. Because
so it's like winning Dallas. If
he all world, he
can
looking like
get
the
back
GOAT.
to those
But when he loses,
Knicks days,
now
we have a different
It
conversation.
is a
but
terrible performance by
they
him.
a bunch of
and that shit is disheartening.
It's a Rick Carlisle.
It is disheartening,
Terrible.
and it makes it more frustrating.
I don't think he gets enough credit.
You can't criticize him without being
good coach,
accused of hating,
best
because
coach
you don't
in the
y'all
NBA
act like these shits didn't exist
because
he's still in all.
Alphonse got me.
Middle of the road talent and
from
makes
the 3
them
championships he
Like,
won.
Alphonse,
And you discounting how he not only did he lose 6, how he lost 6.
I know this about to be
I think you can, and this is why I asked you about the underdog.
I felt a little spicy.
I say this. Between 4, 5, and 6,
the only finals loss that I feel you can give LeBron is 2001. And every other one he showed up. What do you want him to do in 07? He showed up. 2011 didn't show up.
Only a game and
I am not criticizing LeBron
prior Miami. I give LeBron
say one more. I gotta say right on time.
Them first years of Cleveland. Might be. I give LeBron. I'll say this on the record. I give LeBron all the credit. Those first years of Cleveland.
Can we talk about the Thunder a little bit more?
So from Miami,
I just
so I'm not even gonna argue Dallas. That's
I felt it.
I felt it. The Spurs lost. He showed up in the Spurs series. That was not LeBron.
I really think
not the one they lost.
And he lost. He did. He showed up. All right, let me pull up this
a little bit this season as well. I mean, we saw they made a big deal about.
You ain't gotta pull the stats. Stats showed up. He right here. He
up his dad. And he was playing light on his feet.
The second finals against KD and them. He dropped 51 in the first game. What else? I don't know what else he's supposed to do.
Gallinari,
like
Fly,
Terrence Ferguson, Steven Adams. Roberson came back.
He's supposed to average 50.
Exhibition game. Steven Adams. I'm a big fan of Steven Adams.
No, I don't.
He said he was.
He's supposed to average 50.
Roberson.
You were 6
man.
No, Adams been playing all season. He's supposed to
average 50. That means sometimes he's scoring 75.
That big key.
Because he might have a 25.
Hold on.
And that's why I fight and defend.
It's gonna do twice as much as the Bell's player did before.
We're gonna put that like that.
Last time you stepped over the line.
I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think me as a black man in 2020 could step on no land to make anybody feel smaller.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
As long as it wasn't no Nick Cannon type shit.
Are you Warner and LeBron in the same set?
I definitely
Mute that man right now. But you know it don't take much though.
Let me put my point. My point is,
so another team that surprised me, just like
when you say he should have averaged 50 points,
they got no business being second in the East.
In sarcasm. Moments that we talk about, I don't even want to.
It's a regular season team.
Shoot your fucking shot, man. Shoot your shot. No one can stop you.
Canadian against the Spurs.
It be looking like he didn't even want the ball in his hand.
I'm talking about one series. The series that we
about a lot of series.
No,
because that's how he looks every time he
I
lost.
can see it.
57%, 52 from 3 points, and average 28. 8 and 4.
I see as far as the Eastern Conference Finals series.
Enough. That's it. Established. I think they can put up buckets. It's just they getting it from first and second year players.
Knocks them
Duncan
down
Robinson,
a couple of notches in that
Tyler Hero.
So the Scarlet Letter.
The black guy. Kendrick Nunn.
But they
You're not
games over the pace
acknowledging anything else that he's done.
That's not true.
Yeah.
LeBron is 6 and 6.
I love LeBron.
They have a stone.
Y'all do that about any other player.
Hey, do the referees get to stay in the hotel?
Y'all will.
Campus. They on the campus.
First of all, and I acknowledge that he's fucking probably the best point guard ever. I hate him.
That's why.
But I acknowledge his greatness, and every time I say
I believe
you've never said this.
No, he said no. He said this. I can know that.
Oh, he definitely gives CP his credit. Yeah.
I
don't like
fuck
it.
But fuck that dude. Like that's a direct quote.
So his
positive.
here's the thing.
See, for you welcome all the workers.
You
Everybody in here
legitimately
is
Come on,
is-
too,
they
brother.
don't.
You
All right,
know.
cool.
The workers don't leave either.
I don't even hate LeBron.
You take the fake Chris
If
Paul.
they do leave, they're
I
not
don't even
around
hate LeBron.
players. So
I
it's
have
usually not
an
around
opinion
players.
about
Like,
LeBron
players in a special spot.
that
Like
was
the reporters
played
don't go
out
hang
in
out
front
with
of
the
my
players.
eyes
Okay.
on numerous
See what I'm saying?
occasions.
Like
And I don't fear speaking up about it because I don't have to sit here and
you have
defend
these
how I
wristbands.
feel about what the fuck
And
I
if your
saw or
wristband don't
have
light up
seen
green,
from
you don't
him
even
at
get let in
times,
a certain
which
building.
is disappointing.
Like it's not
Disappointing
like after
for
hearing them,
somebody
like
that is touted the
as long
greatest
as people
player in the
do what they're
world.
supposed to do, this shit
That's
will
all.
go
No, the
on
greatest
because they're
player
not.
ever.
This is
It's
a
not
lot
like
of
that.
pieces.
If your shit buzz
But
red,
still,
if
y'all,
your shit red, you
y'all
can't.
see
As
how
long as you
quickly
know
they
these
put this
other
together?
things happened. Like these other things did
I'm
happen.
gonna put my conspiracy hat on.
It is because when I just said, "Hey, this series went like this," it's like, nah, I
Hey,
saw
man,
him.
a couple months
I
is
saw him
quick.
do that. No,
But
you
it's the
didn't.
only
In the
sport in a
San
couple
Antonio
months,
series, nothing else to do. Not really.
Did he?
in the one that they lost, he played his
Look
ass
at
off as
NFL,
well.
look at
That's the one I'm
MLB.
talking about. The NFL ain't doing nothing. They didn't meet about nothing.
Oh, wait a minute. LeBron had
He
shown
And
up
said-
there
MLB was worried
I
about
was
money.
about to say,
against the
and MLB was
Warriors.
arguing
And
about
money
money
he
too.
showed his ass.
Yeah.
Nobody's
These two
taking that
parties,
from him.
the Heat and NBA, those parties are
Nobody's
working
taking away
together.
nothing from
All
him.
of them
Championship
are.
that they won in
No.
No,
2016.
they were
But
him
he's
and
like,
hiring all money.
it's so great
MLB
because
and
he did it
NBA
for
already got
Cleveland.
their shit straight. They
We
don't
doing
need
talk,
no
so I'm not
I'm
going to say what
just
I was
saying
about
it's
to
set
say.
up.
Bring
Set
it
up
in.
that they
Nah,
have
Now
that
we
Disney
live,
World.
baby. So you speak your
Here's the thing that
mind.
bothers me. You constantly
When
move
it
the
goes
goalposts.
down in the
You
apocalypse,
constantly move
all
the
the elite gonna
goalposts,
meet up
right?
there.
So you say, oh my God, he balled his
They
heart
not
out.
meeting up at
He gave
Disney
it
World.
all. But he ain't had nobody,
The
right?
bunker.
He ain't had nobody.
They
Then we
gonna
watch a whole off season.
they gonna be in South Dakota,
Nobody's
North
to his
Dakota
team.
somewhere.
Wyoming.
It's like, well, he's the greatest. He gonna make these other
Kanye
players
know what's
better.
what.
Well, which one is it?
Real quick though,
Right? Because when he lose, he ain't got nobody.
shit that's been
Why
going on
ain't make him great? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
What
everything ain't hate
Yeah, fucked up.
as much as it is y'all
Luck,
coddle
right?
this nigga.
Your boy
Y'all
my
literally
man
coddle
Fire
this nigga.
But didn't Luck sue?
Oh no, he's gonna sue because the contract
Can't do
clearly
no
states.
wrong.
But what McMahon is
That's
trying to
the
do
thing
is
right there.
he's trying to close the
I
loop
think
and file
that
Why is he
bankruptcy.
above
So he don't
reproach?
gotta
that's what
pay.
the rock that stuck in my craw. Like,
Sounds like
the
capitalism to
brother,
me.
Meanwhile,
he
everybody
is
can say
amazing. He is on and
XFL
off
coming
the
back.
court.
Is the
He gets
XFL
it
coming
done.
back? The
But
XFL
he
should
is
come back.
not
Is it coming
above
back?
reproach
This is
when
how
it
no,
comes
that
to
shit
basketball.
big.
When it comes to basketball.
There will
No,
That's
eventually
it. That's
be a
all I
league
talk about.
Critical.
that's
You can be critical of him.
I wouldn't say he's above reproach. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs, but only if they could have one thing, and this one thing is used to paint his
It's only in
It's
one
all that
conversation.
matters.
Hey, that's what I wanted to say.
It's not a
This is their
universal
best chance to
discredit,
do
and
so
that's
before
that's where it
Yeah,
throws
nah,
me
that
off
was
because
good.
I'm
I
only
mean,
talking about when
COVID
he's
felt out.
compared
Shit,
to.
that's what I wanted to say, and this
It was entertaining.
and this is spring.
But
Yeah.
I think with this year,
about it, I'm not saying all the things that
they
I'm saying are
have
not
created a
direct
blueprint
to
that someone can make better.
So it's not that you two
Seriously.
think this. It's
Oh, no,
about
it's
the
worth it. It's
larger
gonna push,
argument
like you said.
about LeBron
Somebody
that I
said it's gonna
see.
be another league.
So I wanted to say that so it's not like,
Gotta be
oh,
one, yo.
I'm not
Like,
coming
you
at directly
can't-
at y'all. I think it's
Okay, I'm a little behind, but go ahead,
2011
Dion.
is painted
Black
for
Lives Matter.
everything that
Okay.
happened. And it's not like,
Coming to
no,
play.
these things have context
Is
in
that
the years that
not
they
young?
happened.
That's too much
Because my
celebration.
thing is,
Yeah,
okay,
taking my
if
response.
LeBron didn't show up, does that mean the Spurs
I
aren't a
wanted
great
to
team?
mention earlier.
Because he's
Oh,
not the Spurs.
I saw two plays.
I want to shout
I saw
out somebody real quick.
in
And
one
I hate
position,
to cut you
Dion
off.
passed the ball
I
two
just-
times. It's a new Dion.
Reggie Jackson's name that he chose
You ready
to
to
use
play,
on the back
baby?
of Jersey Liberation.
baby.
I think that's the
Oh,
best
wait,
one
he
that
does.
I've
Oh,
seen so
man.
far. I
It's not
really
even the
appreciate
same.
it.
Damn it.
But
Should they give these niggas just a
It's
bunch
a
of terms that they can choose
Oh,
from?
man, he-
Niggas have the
I'm
same
telling
shit on their back.
Saying that.
Yeah, we had 9 minutes.
Yeah.
They give them
y'all
like
already
a
saw
list of
AD. Y'all
things
saw
they can
AD
choose.
saying the
They
same
back
thing.
my
That's why I went off. Like, how y'all gonna
Yeah. What's on the back of LeBron's
We're
jersey?
not disrespecting them.
Why y'all
I
start
don't
go
think I
talk
am.
so early?
I don't think it'll be like
What?
it's like go talk all goddamn night.
Dre
He's not gonna be in the
loves
championship
to
type
throw
of caliber.
GOAT in there, which
Question,
triggers
my thing.
which
Like he's
triggers
not gonna be
these
top
debates.
3 team. No, what I
Name a
always throw
team
is
that only
2011 because I
has
know
one
it's
player
coming.
that is.
I actually apologize to
Agreed.
do early. It's on the record. It's
So
on
when
the
we
tape.
say
Go ahead.
Giannis. All you gotta do is say LeBron.
Oh, well,
Say
thank you.
LeBron.
They didn't like the graphics, bro.
But
they ain't want to support a black man's
Don't give
business.
me Chris Middleton.
That's what
2 3 is to
y'all
go.com.
So how you think they gonna win the title now?
It's only about basketball.
Who said they gonna win the title?
I don't clown that.
We are not here tonight if it ain't for the GOAT. We are not having 5 Negroes talking about opening night if it ain't for the GOAT.
Hey, hold on.
If LeBron James play on Friday and Russell Westbrook or somebody would have played tonight, we'd have watched.
last year.
But we would have talked tomorrow. We said win a championship.
So
I think we would have
last
watched
year,
it just because it's the. I think we would have
they
did
had
it
a
because it's
coach.
the.
You didn't hear what I just said, my brother. I said we would have watched. So we not have talked to tomorrow.
So now the first topic was NBA
really much
restart.
theirs to lose.
I think we would have been on.
They're in a
But okay. What I want to ask, Greg,
Yeah.
I would think. I would hope so.
this
Yeah.
game
Why
tonight, who was it
Greasy
big for,
saying-
the Lakers or the
Which
Clippers?
is
Who
why
won the ring?
This was a
Shot
topic
to lose last year,
Thank you,
no?
thank you, Mr. Greasy.
Wait, what happened?
That's all. I don't want
Go to my record. Go to my record. But time out. What I said.
Judges have the majority.
What did I say? What did I say?
Oh,
Olu?
no.
The Clippers are still the Clippers until they get Giannis Carter. No
The
matter what
Raptors beat the
happens.
Bucks. They beat
still
them
the
4
Clippers.
straight.
Oh, now
Y'all
you talking
gonna give my man P respect? Y'all give my man P because what I said. Because listen. Hold on, real quick.
It don't
Wait,
matter
we're
what
gonna
the
trap
player is.
Giannis.
The jersey still says Clippers.
Hey,
That's why.
Would
They
that
ain't
be
got no
the case
coach.
if there wasn't
The
no
coach
Lakers?
was like, "Hey, what if they
The
trap our
Clippers were
best
the
player?
only team in Los Angeles.
It's not like they
Who's the
didn't have
best
to."
second best
Clippers were the
player?
only. Listen,
Y'all gonna kill Zoro?
Middleton.
What is this?
listen.
Hey, Antoine, Olu, y'all gonna have to work on your 1-2. Y'all talking at the same time. So one of y'all gotta go first.
What?
Wait, how's that Ohio
What do
hate?
I do with Ohio?
If there was no Lakers,
hyperbole. There you go. That's how you do it.
I said that the bar for the Clippers is
He's not. Antoine's serious though.
Lakers.
But
Is he not the second best player on the team?
Never in LA. Maybe
I don't get this Chris Middleton hate. What is the Chris Middleton hate?
He is technically the
Chris
second.
Middleton the second best player on the championship
Clippers
team?
are still the Clippers.
Yes.
Yeah, have you heard of
Why
the
not?
Knicks?
Yo, man.
What's wrong with you?
Why not?
There was a light when you didn't think
out here. That's you ever coming
best player on the
Scottie Pippen.
Thank you, Shannon.
You just
Shannon,
told me. You
Shannon.
just told me
No,
you
no,
put your
no.
mask
Scottie
on.
Pippen
But you ever talk to me about my Knicks? What is wrong?
Okay, bro.
Because you're a fan.
Ohio to the ground. You understand me? I'm gonna burn Ohio to
Who's
the
the
ground.
second best player on
I
that
was
team?
in Ohio
But you
when they
don't
took the
accept-
Scottie Pippen.
But you don't accept the answer
I
because
got
what?
love for the Knicks.
No, he might be by definition, but he's saying, but is
that
that
Scottie Pippen?
You don't think Chris Middleton is there
You
yet?
got a problem with me. You
So
can
wait,
get your
did
beat.
he-
If you take
All-Star
Giannis off the Bucks, they're not going to
He
get
not
mad at
make the
me.
All-Star team. He made the All-Star team. What else do you want from him?
Her issue is when
All-Star
they're
team.
fighting
Take Giannis off the
I don't
Bucks.
talk
They're
about
not
your
going to
traumatic
the
relationships.
playoffs.
Leave me the
We're
fuck
not
alone.
talking about that.
Go
You
ahead.
said
Go ahead. I go in
Man,
on. I go in
to
on
the
Dan Gilbert
playoffs?
all the time. Go have your way, sir. But the hat still
I
exists.
give you a stat for Chris
It's
Middleton.
still here.
I'm pulling up his stats.
To validate.
I just want to update
Chris
y'all on the
Middleton
score. Or do y'all not
will
want to?
finish this season
Oh,
in probably the most exclusive club in the
No,
NBA.
I mean, honestly, I just honestly think that
there's only been 3
the
players
reason that we can even
that
say
have
that
averaged
It was a
25
13-point
points a
lead.
season
It was over.
and shot 54. Larry Bird,
Somebody go check Lou's IG. I
Steph
think
Curry,
he's following the Clippers now.
Kevin Durant,
Olu?
soon to be Chris Middleton. Chris
Wait a
Middleton
minute.
has
Hold on.
the
Wait a
goods.
minute.
6'7",
Let's
can
go
shoot,
back and look at
and
the tape
he's a defensive
from
He's averaging
monster.
our
25 a
first
game.
cast this season. I have picked.
If it's not
Clippers and I have
25,
maintained that
it's a 23
through
number.
July
It's
the
over
30th
20. That's what it was. That's the stat.
2020. I've said this in the
But it's
beginning.
only
October
3 people that have done
2019.
50, 40, 90.
I'm not hopping on the bandwagon. I gave my reasons as to why I think the Clippers
He's about to be
win the
number 4.
championship. They just have the deepest. They're
Oh, he's
even
definitely the
deeper
second
now.
best player. Like, that's without a doubt.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not the point. It's not about the
But
fact that he's number 2.
is he good? Is he on the championship team?
They added Noah and Jackson.
So name the number 2s that are better than him.
Say that again.
Like, let's see how far down the number 2s that are better than him we get.
Paul George,
you want
Russ,
to pull out this 5
AD.
people at a time.
That's 3.
But in the course of the
Yeah,
game,
think about it.
if you can
Name
go
the
12
number 2
different
in the East
motherfuckers
yet.
at somebody
See what I'm
in
saying?
different
So
scenarios.
you taking
With credible
Ben
players.
or Joel?
you taking Ben? Like who you taking? You taking him over Ben?
Lineups in the
I think
playoffs.
I'm taking Ben over a lot of
Tell
people.
me that. So you're gonna tell me they're gonna reinvent the wheel and suddenly
You
in
taking
2020 they're gonna
Mine's not reinvent the wheel.
Brown.
You
They're gonna
always
Tatum?
have
yes.
specialists.
Yes.
You always
Jalen,
have
I'm taking him over
specialists on
Jalen
your
Brown.
bench.
I may take him over Brown. I would not take him
I'm
over
not
Tatum.
taking him over Tatum,
I'm
but
talking
I
about
think
scoring,
Tatum's
but
the best player
when you
on
get
the
deep, when you are invested
Yeah, 'cause I
in
think
defensive
Kimba's
players,
number
when you
2
invested
on the
in
Celtics.
bodies,
Yeah, I'm definitely taking him over Kimba.
Superstar
He's 6'7",
players.
Kimba's
You understand what I'm saying? To
Yeah,
wear
that's
them
like
down.
that's
They're
when it comes
humans.
to
They're
like
not just going to
CJ.
fucking play.
Probably
They want
would
to get
say
the
come
ball.
over
They want to
CJ.
shoot.
But we got
Look
good.
at
But I
rhythm.
mean, we got good players. But we're talking about good players. I mean, I'm just.
How old? Don't give me no score update.
It's like, oh, because they have.
I gave the remote away.
Oh, why you get a run away?
I'm saying
Well, how
depth
is
is
how
good
is
in the playoffs.
I don't agree with that.
I'm like,
Me
what's
not
going on?
necessarily
I'm supposed
because
to
the
have
thing about
I just went to the screen where it's just me and Greasy. And I hope he knows that
and we talking about and when you talk about players that need to get in the rhythm, we talking about.
I don't know how many times I've been put on mute while I'm not talking.
You know what I'm saying?
For
Players that need to get in the
two of these,
they got that because people got injured. But now you're talking about 10 players. When have we seen an NBA champion play 10 players during the course of their playoffs?
Detroit
I can dig it.
With who?
But yeah. So what's the score now?
Lindsey Hunter.
I've had
Jason Maxwell.
Lakers up 9.
In my reality,
they did not go 10.
You said 9.
Okay, now it's 9. Now it's 9.
Middle forward to play 91, 82. You
see,
players.
Go ahead.
10 players for the Clippers.
How much time left?
8. You named 10. You named 10.
You
got
me to name 10 players?
No, I'm saying
you got the table cable.
They on the stream.
That they're trying to fit into a 48-minute game.
Oh shit.
From NBA.com, probably.
But what I'm saying is everybody doesn't have to play
Wait,
the
sling it.
game for 48 minutes.
Okay, never mind. We back.
When
it's TNT's feed, so it's not doubling back.
Eat that up, right? Just sit down. You've been playing all during the season, and now sit down on the bench in the playoffs. It's been a hell of a game.
But
Typically that they fight though.
It's happened before.
But yeah,
on teams that liked each other, on teams that had great chemistry.
Go
listen.
I think playing in Giannis's shadow hurts.
I think that's kind of
I don't feel like he's
a Laker thing that's going on because the Lakers are have such great camaraderie. Nobody else has.
I told you, 2008, 2009.
I think
that's not the because the Sixers don't have great camaraderie. But they
Mo Williams, what does he have to do? Mo Daddy. What does Mo Daddy got to do with anything?
If we kept talking,
Julius Ilgauskas.
This right here, Andre Taylor. This is where it comes with LeBron. Why are we talking about these jokers that he dragged to
the finals?
But my point is, they not
why are they relevant in this conversation?
Because that makes how great he was.
Can I finish, please?
Who's this other guy that used to play
No,
in Utah?
you can't finish.
Not Royce O'Neal. He's still in Utah. Alex Burks.
And
they got Glenn Robinson III.
They all got green lights?
Oh, they going to see playing time.
2011.
He started the season in Golden State. He's in Philly now.
Who was the second best player on the Bulls?
I don't know. I just think that it's too dang. Like they trying to fit too many.
Joakim Noah?
Joakim Noah? No, I think the Lakers. Luol Deng.
He said Deng.
That's what I'm saying.
You only think they're going to go 7 deep?
So
what they get Dion and JR for?
Oh no! Hold on.
At the beginning of the episode, y'all tie back to the beginning. Luol Deng was good and rising and on the same ascension as Chris Middleton until he ran.
But then you got
Dion and JR ran him into the ground.
Ran him to the ground.
Spinal tap, literal into the ground. He had to get a spinal tap if they're doing what they're supposed to do. If they're not, then
how is this dude legal to coach? That sounds like some
Caruso's getting the second team minutes right now. But I think
that sounds like some big boss coming. That sounds like some. Ain't there movies about that? You don't want to go down to his. Oh no.
Their floors are
y'all just predicted like he ought to do something. I'm concerned.
The problem is if their floors become lower than his, and that's where they'll ride the bench and he'll play. If their floors are lower than his floor, wait, y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't. Well, their floors are the same as his
I just didn't know that.
They'll play because their ceilings are higher than his ceilings.
I remember
what happened with
Rondo. Right. And that's he couldn't.
Luol Deng was definitely
in the
conversation.
That's a hand injury.
He got another job. Rondo about to be coach.
Top small.
What you doing with Marquis?
How's he getting a job?
Isn't Marquis
sitting there when you need somebody to get a foul?
He white.
Isn't he playing now?
That's crazy, bro. You gonna ruin your roster? We got 1,000 body. Oh, you gonna give you some output?
What I'm saying, you get these role players. What you gonna do with JaVale?
You only did for 2 seasons. Ooh, that production on them seasons.
again, we all know, like
You gonna get all that. You gonna get that maximum.
So is JaVale gonna be a problem?
We here for the headlines only, baby. It's Nick's take.
But is Reggie Jackson? Is Reggie Jackson gonna be a problem? Because we got Reggie Jackson not fucking matching repeat All Stars. No, I mean a problem if he don't play.
No,
NFL put out there. Why not? He got fucking ran out of OKC because of that. And you think he's supposed to be just talking about that was 7 years ago.
Tyler was on it.
And you think he's supposed to be less of it?
You know what 2011 was?
Had and I'll go from 1 to 4. Had Lamar Jackson at 1.
You know how long
Wilson
ago
at 2, Aaron Donald at 3.
2000, 2001, 2002 was?
That's
Come on, man.
And that's,
I am.
Shannon, you got something to say real quick? I want to come back and I need to highlight something.
Okay.
What happened in 2000? This was 1 and 4.
His man's.
I can say
That's not, he wasn't my man at the time. That's the thing about it.
Kobe won. Josh Allen.
Shaq and who? I mean, who? Oh, okay.
Kobe and
best,
Shaq.
the
Allen
best,
was higher.
the best center.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead. And Carson Wentz is it?
So Olu said earlier,
you think they were so
who game was it matter more for?
Wow.
He was saying that the Clippers had like nobody playing, bro. He was like, they got their third, fourth best player out.
Like
Bro, I did
Jason
not say that.
off the court stuff,
Stop
like
it.
because
I
Josh
didn't say
Allen
they
good
had
at basketball.
nobody playing. I said
That's
they
why he's the
missing
top
2
100.
people from their rotation.
You
Their
said
third
it.
and fourth best player. I didn't say
okay, maybe the words are wrong.
But I just
He can't do a rock
You
in the
know
ocean.
damn well the tone was like, I
What
mean,
number was
got
he?
their whole spot. You supposed to blow these boys out. You still supposed to blow these boys out, right?
Without
25?
Anything below 100 is a
Supposed to win the
disgrace.
Come on.
You supposed to.
Hold on, I couldn't hear what you said, Frost.
In Josh Allen's defense,
What I said, why it was bigger for the Lakers, because they needed to set that precedent. They needed to show the NBA world, no, we're coming out and we're blowing the doors off of everybody because it's our championship to lose.
Especially up against this team.
Have you Carson
Wentz
Wentz lost some shit until the
it
end
didn't
of the
necessarily
season,
have
though?
to be the Clippers. It could have been anybody. They
Carson
have
Wentz
to come out
didn't play up
to
to
show
his potential until like the last 5-6 games.
I have no.
Let me
I
tell
mean,
you
because
something.
the whole point
Have
of
you
what you
seen
said about
Josh
the
Allen
Clippers,
play?
because you compared it to the Clippers.
Yeah.
As you said,
If Josh
who's the
Allen
engine, right?
Clippers over the Lakers.
Are they at full strength?
he would be kind of
So they're not at full
saying
strength,
they would be,
and the
they would
Lakers
be a
better
different
win.
playbook.
But at the same
If his name
time,
was
they're going to
Jaheim
win
Allen,
later because they have a better, deeper bench.
It's
Like
Josh
what?
Allen.
If LeBron was
keep trying to
you
run
swap
in this
players with
tradition.
LeBron, and LeBron lost,
But
Wait a minute, no, they running black guy
or does
plays
Kawhi
for
get the
Josh
same
Allen.
smoke?
Definitely.
Yeah, but they
If the
also
Clippers-
they didn't
if the Clippers
focus
do-
on his arm.
Say
I
it
think
again?
they need to
Is there
open
any
up the
smoke for Kawhi if
playbook
Clippers lose
for
tonight?
him.
Tonight?
He need to hand the ball off.
So who?
That's his job.
Here's my question.
Hand the ball off.
Here's my question.
Long time to think about that.
Here's my question. They played 10 deep.
But the fact that it's the players that voted
I
on
was
this,
framing it in the sense of
that doesn't
the
remove
championship, so I
my
had to focus on tonight. Like, nah, if it's tonight, it's not the same as the Lakers because it's not LeBron versus
the
Kawhi
list
in
was
my
some
mind.
bullshit
It's the
and this, that,
Lakers
and the
versus
third.
the Clippers.
I think
the Lakers
the
have
fact
something
that it's
to
the
prove
players, the
in
actual
my
guys
mind.
that's on the
The
field. I
Lakers
think that
are
lends
showing
more
that they have something to prove
to
to everybody, and they've been doing that all season.
How solid the list is.
I've been saying this since came out balls to the wall.
So now it'll be the Lakers.
No.
Our goal is LeBron and the rest of them. But now
wait a minute. I did not. I say that they don't take it serious.
That's fact.
There's multiple.
I was looking at it.
That's why I said this. Like, remember our production meeting when I put in there, like,
let's stop that right
the
there.
players don't take this seriously. Like, multiple reporters were like, yeah, players just fucking do that shit 5 minutes before they do. They make jokes about it all the time. Like, so here's my notice. Like, I didn't really see any players get mad about the list without, except for maybe the Carson Wentz thing. But like, where are these minutes going to come from? And the only other person that got mad was
lose minutes when
Keenan Allen. But other than that,
of your top 5 players come out.
So people that you name, because you named Patrick Patterson, is he gonna lose minutes?
I said he was the one that I named losing time. I'm sure he's going to lose time.
What did Mahomes say?
But do I think Reggie Jackson?
Who's missing?
Taking up notes,
Andre
Taylor.
Probably the co-6 man of the year.
You said Luba and who else?
But
Gibbs and
I
Montrezl
wasn't mad at
But see, this is why I don't
Lamar
like
being
it
number
because
one.
right now, like,
PG
it's
player?
a built-in excuse for the Clippers.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
If
saying.
they lose,
I'm not
it's
mad
gonna be
either.
like, well, it wasn't at full strength. Like, I can
Tonight?
understand the argument for
Tonight?
anybody saying
Tonight,
Mahomes should have been
yes.
number one.
If
Tonight
LeBron
doesn't
had
even
lost the
have
same
to
caliber
be.
players, y'all have been
why
roasting
Lamar
him if you lose, bro.
That's what I'm
You,
saying.
I thought, no,
did
real quick,
he did
before this started, I thought
more
Because the
PG wasn't
Lakers
playing.
as
juggernaut
much
persona that they have to
with
show.
less talent around.
If they start to show
That's why it
That's the Lakers.
validated
people
it
want
for
to go,
me.
oh, maybe
The
the
top
Lakers
four you
aren't as
mentioned, I
good.
think
Like
you
they
can mix all
they
those
have
up.
the
And just
Listen,
echelon.
but
Didn't they change that roster to
games.
fit his
Sorry.
playing
So
style?
you say there's no pressure on the
they're
Lakers whatsoever?
changing.
No, I'm
Who's
saying
is me?
if the Lakers
It
win,
is a
it
process.
doesn't matter because the
You
Clippers fans
got
will just say we
5
didn't have
tight
our
ends, but
team.
you don't got
If the
no
Lakers
wide
lose, it's a
receivers.
big problem.
You got
I mean,
Mike
they had Hollywood this year.
Doesn't matter. It's not that big
That
of a
was
deal
it.
tonight.
Any other wide
That's what I'm
receiver?
saying.
I'm just making
Based on Madden, what he's
conversation.
saying,
Like,
to me, it's
bigger
standard.
My thing is,
It's number, I mean,
He had
but
five
that's
tight
something I
ends.
said earlier. Like Olu,
Well,
it's a default.
he's a running
Like this is a
quarterback.
standard
But I
type of
mean,
pressure, especially when you have LeBron. Like so, to answer the
just
question, really, it's not
the
really.
amount of talent
It's not really
that's
a
on
question
the
because like you compare them to
Kansas
the
City.
Clippers,
Kansas
like,
City
and that's what we
has
mean
like
by
some
they're the
Warrior
core.
type.
No. Listen, what I'm saying.
That's not fair.
I mean,
That's not
at every
fair.
position.
Wait, because here's the thing. So
They
you're gonna
almost have
tell
an
me, wait, so what
embarrassment
you're
of
arguing
talent.
is that if
No.
why loses, it's a big deal.
No,
If
let me
why
tell you why
loses
that's
and
not
it's not
fair.
a big
What you
deal,
said.
how can it be a big game for
Keep
them?
making it about these
a
two
decent wide
players.
receiver for him.
These guys are
But that's
on
the point,
teams.
Antoine. That's why he
Like,
said
bro,
he
That's
said
their
because
offense.
he had
But
less
it's
talent. They're not gonna write about the
It's a running
Clippers.
team.
They're not
Their team is
gonna.
built
They're not
to
how
run the
media
ball.
works.
why are you
They're not gonna ask
punishing
Stephen A. is
Patrick
not
Beverley
gonna.
because
They're gonna say that
I
Clippers.
mean,
They say the
I don't think it's a punishment, but
Dre,
Lamar was the
Dre,
MVP.
can I
So I
just say
mean,
something real quick?
off
You
just based
said
off
this
of
is
that, he's
standard
in the conversation for
Lakers
number one.
pressure,
That means
right?
plus with
where you want
LeBron.
Lamar?
Plus with LeBron.
Yes.
So if
I mean,
you
Lamar's
have
top
that for
4,
them,
but like
how can
one,
you say? How can y'all? Either one of y'all sit here and say
Lamar didn't show
that
up.
the Lakers,
However you
the
want to say
Clippers
it, he just didn't show up.
don't have that
That last
criticism
one
because they
was
the
argue
other
about that.
team
We can argue
outside
about
of the
it. We can
fucking
argue
Lakers.
about it.
If
But
it's
we've
always
also
been
seen
standard
the
Lakers
last time
pressure.
Patrick Mahomes
So
got
if you
put in
got
the
the
playoffs,
Lakers and they got
it
this
took
pressure, the team
it took Bill Belichick
right around the
coming up
fucking
with
corner.
a overtime
It's always
strategy
going
of
to be
we
the
can't give
team
him the
that
ball back.
never,
And then this year he
never
follows it
really
up
matched
by
up.
going
Never
down
was
double
the
digits
greatest. So no,
in the AFC
But what I'm saying
Championship,
is, no
you
one's
couldn't
saying they
even
have to
listen.
beat
in the
them.
If you
Super
had an
Bowl,
older
in the
brother,
fourth quarter,
you wouldn't
and
even
came back and
have
winning.
an
How
identity
can he
in
not
high
be
school
number?
until
What
that
else
nigga
is he? What
graduated.
does he have to do to be
You get
number
what
one?
I'm
Is my
saying?
question.
We're
If
saying in
this
that
doesn't make him
context, we
number
get
one,
it.
Do it
We
with the
get it.
Baltimore
Whatever
Ravens.
this means,
if
I'm
you
saying
count
like I get
touchdowns,
it.
like
What I'm
what does he
saying
have
is,
to? I
How
don't know.
many
What does he have
niggas
to
is
do?
somebody's
Come to
little brother for the
Washington.
rest of their life?
Mr.
That's
Mahomes
all I'm
comes to
saying,
Washington.
right?
Bill
The
Polian has to
Clippers
say
ain't
he
been
should have
enough.
been a wide receiver. He should have never played
Ah, come
quarterback.
But
on.
Yeah,
I
I
look
got
at
three
him
little
versus
brothers that's
a
kind of
little bit.
standing
That
on
number
their
him
own
at
right
number
Yeah,
about
about to
that.
two.
say
You
the
know,
little
they
brother
you know,
comparison
He
falls
probably
apart a
should have
little
been
bit.
number
they hang
four
out with
and
Don
Mahomes
Bush.
at
They
Yes,
number
hang out
but
with
two.
me.
He's so
Or
likable
yes,
And
though.
I hang
the
out with
youngest is
y'all.
just
yeah,
the youngest is
I
always the
think all
flyest.
his
Like
accolades is because he's so
Tombo's the coolest
I
out of
don't
the
know,
whole
man.
yeah, but
team.
I'm saying,
Seattle
Has
here's
defense
my thing about
didn't seem to like him
has
that
that
much.
always been the case for the Clippers and the Lakers though?
but
here's
Aaron
my thing
Donald,
about the
I think
my
Aaron
thing about the
Donald really
Clippers
number
is not
two in
in
my
they
book.
don't
conjunction
give
with
no
the
props to
Lakers
defensive
because
players.
when they
Yeah.
lost,
He
when they
shit
lost
to
to
be
I'm
the
number
saying this.
three.
Houston,
I'm sorry, was
The
there
you
ever
top
a
got to
four,
Clippers life without the
1A,
Lakers in it?
1B,
yes.
1C. It's like
When the
it's not.
Clippers with Lob City,
You
the
can
Lakers were
make an
on
argument
the
for all of
downslope.
them.
Those were
And
Kobe
yet
last
still
year,
the
Out of those,
second
and they
team in
suck.
Los
I think
Angeles. Time out.
interchangeable, but
And
you need to
still
remove
considered the
Russell out
second
of that.
team in
Because
Los
you got the
I
Angeles.
don't know,
second
man.
number of
Russell,
rings. Like
They're
it's just a
light.
default. Like it's
he,
not like it's more or less.
I don't
What do
know.
you like? It's like
Russell's
what do you
good,
expect
man.
the
Russell
Mets to
Wilson
be
is still
compared
Russell
to the
Wilson.
I
Yankees?
don't
He's
want
great,
you
and
to
that's why
state
number
that. I don't want you to sit here and tell me that the Lakers can have pressure, but the
compare,
Clippers don't.
Like,
And you can't tell me that the Clippers, pressure isn't related to them actually having to play in the same city as the fucking Lakers.
Quarterbacks just had that.
What I'm saying is the pressure ain't really that much pressure. Like it's not like pressure. It's like yo, just fucking perform and not do all the off stuff antics or have a racist ass owner. Like it's all those things. Like all that ties into how we view the Clippers.
Three black quarterbacks.
Bebe's kids, one of the biggest skits when he talks about how he got a triple-double to sign up playing for the Clippers. It's always been in the past.
Recognize 24 Clippers as a legitimate team. Ring, right?
In Lamar's defense, did you see how many passes the Ravens dropped?
I'm not saying they're not a legitimate.
That's another thing, Fonz. That's another thing.
For them to even get a ring, they got to be the most dominant team in Los Angeles, right?
results.
You got to be most dominant in the West to get a ring in the West.
But you're saying those two games.
For the Clippers,
the defense,
you have to at least be the dominant team
let them down
in Los Angeles.
So if I go back and look at the
Lakers
Super
are not
Bowl,
going
am I
to see
not going
each
to find
other
any Chiefs dropping passes?
No,
pretty sure I
It
am.
doesn't matter. By
No,
default,
that's
you have
fine.
to be the
That's
best
fine.
in the West.
But we also, but we also
you
saw a drop
think
on the
too
other
big.
side that changed the whole complexion of the game. Sorry, Mr. Hicks.
So I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. We never were.
Overthrow. I apologize.
We were always comparing it to how the rest of the league is.
Different.
Nah, we're
tonight,
of course.
No. We're talking about.
I still think we look at Mahomes the same because Mahomes would have done his part.
This is really the battle for Los Angeles.
I think we can look
Did Lamar not do his
part?
part?
More than anything, this is a battle for Los Angeles.
How many drops?
There's a Lakers lost tonight.
I mean, wide open passes to receivers would have had. Yeah, absolutely not. Would have had yards.
If they lose a close game, it's a precursor for the finals.
They lose.
Hit you in your head.
They lose tonight. They lose the season series.
I'm not even looking at that. I'm not even looking at the
season series.
The Lakers now losing the series doesn't matter, right?
Formula to tear through
what do you want? How much pressure? How much pressure you want this man to have?
I want shit niggas to be even killed. I just want niggas to be even killed.
We wouldn't even talk about because if we would not talk about the Lakers if it wasn't for LeBron, though.
Quarterback's thing.
We're not talking about that if it wasn't LeBron.
We always talk about the Lakers.
And that see Patrick not taking calling saying the Clippers are the Clippers. For me, and this all of that matters to me. And like just again, I don't.
Your mind is independent of anything Lakers. But the stigmatism that you're trying to pass off is generally because they're the second team in Los Angeles.
They have their own faults. Their faults are not because of for me. In his losses, he's averaging most points.
The Lakers don't have faults. The Lakers don't have issues.
Hell yeah, they do.
Jenny Buss is one walking issue. Nigga, are you serious?
Can I frame this question? So say if they lose tonight in the Lakers, the Lakers.
You know, it's funny. That's the same argument that always makes them like
the Knackers.
The
Clippers actually catch them.
He did it in the moment. He did
the battle for number one.
Time out. That's not fair. You're going too far. You're going too far.
No. How's that too far? Because if they win tonight, they gain a whole game on the Lakers, right? With 7 games to play. Let's just say miraculously they end up with a better record than the Lakers.
Opportunities, then the whole thing can change. Whereas LeBron has proven that he's bounced back from those, and he's
ask me today, right now,
Lamar doesn't have those bounce, right? It's not like we're saying we're just looking at his bad playoff games. He
not a freak out, but
we don't have anything like.
Would it be similar to
Lamar had won the game against the Titans, and we saw
you want to
Lamar
dismiss it just like
just in the AFC Championship. Then I'll be fine with that because he picked the Clippers to win the title. Win, so it doesn't mean anything. You picked the Clippers to win the title, and you're dismissing this game. You have your built-in excuse.
I'm not dismissing this game. I'm just saying. Don't get me wrong. The Clippers want to win this game. They definitely want to go to. We're not at full strength and we still beat y'all in the win season series. But I think with the Lakers persona for what they are showing to the world, they have to come out.
That's not really.
The Lakers need to go 8-0 in this shit, in my opinion. They need to run through shit. We need 2,000.
8-0 so far. There's a global pandemic and you want us to go 8-0 anytime battle racism?
What?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
That's my thing about why it's not.
All I'm saying is sometimes we remove ourselves being human. Like, bro, we are dealing with shit, right? Like, what I'm saying, they can think about other things. Like, inexplicable.
Stop. Yes, I get it right now, but that's all we have.
The entire time I will love you to.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
because you're expecting them to perform at 8-0 precision, coming from a COVID situation, dealing with that and getting questions about.
If you ask the Lakers, let me ask you this: if you ask the Lakers,
I don't see how you ask me superheroes all the time.
If you ask the Lakers if they want to establish their dominance,
but you're only putting that on one team. Everybody wants to be 8-0, but you're not saying Milwaukee needs to go 8-0.
We're not talking about Milwaukee.
We're not saying Philly needs to go. We talked about other shit out of Florida State. We talked about. I was watching that.
We live watching this game for a reason. We're live broadcasting this game.
LeBron James.
Come out. We've already discounted the East. Name the receivers in the We've already discounted the East, so there's no need to talk about the East. You've been discounting the East as winners of any winners of this championship.
And they was airing the fuck out that ball. And this one,
That's
that's
why that question was asked because when the Lakers were up 13, it was.
I believe they put 50 up.
That didn't even happen. That didn't even happen
because we're on tape delay.
That might be a little bit exaggerated.
Thank you.
I want to say Lamar because if he gets if he improves as a passer,
there go that man.
Right.
It was something.
And that's why I think if they took it seriously, I think I'm not supposed to do it based off the season or at that moment who they feel the best player.
Caveat though, would you consider this caveat
Baby Bubba.
a person who has achieved so much?
So now I'm upset for being a fan. I was responding to his activity on the basketball court. You over there getting
higher for being a fan.
And I said, this is how Lakers fans are, and I know firsthand.
I meant ability. This meant pure ability.
I was in the building with these guys.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, like what I'm saying is, the expectation from him is at least in this 10 years. We were at Kobe
when he shot down.
At the minimum, 2 more rings.
Jimmy Kimmel's the foul.
At least what they're paying for.
And
I don't think he has to get 2 around. I think he just had to keep him like in the playoffs.
You would have thought they won a championship
fight or something.
You just saw my man.
They go to other mans that will get this shit sent though, right?
Yeah,
it's Hollywood.
But that's what
I'm a big Paul.
What do you want me to do?
I don't want you to do anything.
Come on, man.
Oh, y'all got to catch up.
They will be in the same.
Because LeBron James wasn't on the team, bro. We've established this. I want to hear as long as LeBron here, I might hang around.
Y'all won't love it.
You talking to Ed on me?
This lineup that the Clippers have on the floor hurts.
And I wasn't here.
There's absolutely no
Eddie
reputation.
Jones was supplanted by Kobe Bryant. That's when I.
That was me, my man Charlie Black.
Because Eddie Jones, number 25 out of Temple University. That was my guy. That was a John Chaney guy. Yeah.
This is the problem I have with the Clippers right now.
I have no problem admitting that. I was not
even if
Kobe Lakers.
Kobe
Lakers.
Even if
wasn't me.
Maybe like I said, maybe I'm wrong and maybe I can pose this to your people out there in social media land, but I honestly feel that a lot of stigmatism.
Not what you used to say, y'all said.
That's LeBron I want to see every time he
plays. You don't think that
dethroning the Lakers finally ain't a big deal to not only the
people they have on the floor now,
but to the Lakers who need to not only show dominance.
Lou Williams will come in and replace Reggie Jackson.
Closing on this championship.
Montrezl Harrell is going to come in and replace who?
So
Reggie Jackson not on the floor. Montrezl
to at least say, hey, not only are we the number 1 team,
because
these other niggas at bay.
Reggie Jackson is on the floor.
That's standard Laker pressure. That's what I'm saying.
There's standard Laker pressure.
The same thing LeBron got to do every year. He got to come through and be LeBron James. It changes of how high you got to fly or how strong you got to be. There's always you got to be LeBron James.
Then Reggie Jackson.
He's 6'5", 100 pounds. It's like, yo.
That's
James not 6'5".
I mean, that's a trade-off.
What is he?
6'8".
No, your man. That's your man. Nah, that's your man. What you mean?
I would
always rather than have one of the others.
He's know what it is. He's
still
recording. Someone said it is. Somebody said it's
right now. They have
yo,
choices of both, and they don't.
Who said what?
Let him be the go.
For crunch time, Patrick Beverly probably be on the floor.
Somebody said he be offensive foul every time he goes on.
I said he.
That's what I'm saying. If it was the playoffs, he'd probably be playing. I mean, this is still quote unquote a regular season.
But that's taking a spot.
I didn't say anything about that.
Right, that's still a spot. Like there's still
what I'm saying is
his greatest greatness.
Patrick Beverly, it wouldn't be Reggie Jackson on the floor.
Are you
Nobody got
that.
Too much noise.
I say, are you Mr. LeBron?
They got to get some stops too.
Nobody get that. His greatest greatness. That's just the brother confronting Malcolm.
I think it's more the issue is they need a rim protector on the floor.
But yeah,
you see, they brought Marcus in the game. He's a better rim. Who did they take out? They took Shaman out.
If you put
that,
we say the Wizards.
Sham, yeah.
They gotta go.
Would
They
you
gotta
put
go
Lou Williams in the
8-0.
game?
The Magic gotta
We
go
might have
0-8.
to sit down to ready to play.
Summer camp, you know.
I really
spend a
think
couple
it's
of
going to
weeks in
be situations
in sunny Orlando.
that's going
You
to
know,
dictate who Doc puts in the game. I think he trusts all of his players.
Being part of this bubble shit is like
Yeah,
when
it's
the
going to be the
Water Boy
matchup.
gets in on singing night. Like
JaMychal Green in the game. I think
I disagree with that
might
because if they were at full strength, I think they definitely would have. They could have caught Orlando or the Nets because
we running with come stop us.
Game.
As far as dictating
no.
it really depends.
You
It
only
depends on your
got
players.
8 games to make this happen.
What would you want though?
They
What
have
was your
8
optimal
games
choice?
to get within
You want to
4
impose
games,
your will.
and
Yeah,
then
you
it's
make
the
this
play.
happen.
Dictate the
They have 8
matchup.
games to make
Impose
this
your
happen.
will. Say
Okay.
we have
Against
to.
a team
What I'm
this,
saying is, say if Brad, John,
I
and
would want
Bertans
to have as much resistance for
8
these two
games,
guys because
they should be
like
able
I'm
to
gonna
catch
tell you, I would have Noah on the floor because it's
So
this
then
early.
how-
He hasn't really got no
how-
burn.
so then-
I'm saying
so
it
then
is.
how
I
is
think in the
it
playoffs he's going to be
if
on
that
the floor because they
So
have no
how
rim
is it-
protection.
That's
how
my
is
point.
it?
like
Right now,
if they were at full strength,
with
if they had all
this was a regular season,
they
and with
have
8 games for the
to
end
get
of the
into the
season, they're
playoffs.
having all these problems. That would
and
not
get into
be a
the
good
playoffs
thing.
and get beat by
I don't think it's a
Milwaukee
lot of
in round
problems
1.
that
But at the
they're
same
having.
time,
We just went through
Yeah.
4 different lineups
this is
in
where it kills
30
me.
seconds.
But they're here.
But I'm who
these
them
number
actual
one
on the
teams.
floor.
Clippers. For the Clippers.
Just get in the playoffs. What does that mean? They're
When
not
they
going to
have
win
full
This is a learning
Like,
process. He is figuring out
Get in
who
the
he has
playoffs.
and what he's going to
rebuilding,
do.
right or
How
wrong.
But
long
that's
the process
the
will go?
that's
And
the
Mr.
thing. Like
Breezy,
you're doing this now.
as a Cavaliers fan,
He's integrating new players.
I
I
know
mean,
he would be
it's
happy
players
No,
that
I
that
get
haven't
it. I
even
get it.
played.
Get it, but that's my point. You're integrating new
You
players
wouldn't be
at
happy
this
if they got
point
in
of
the
the
playoffs?
season.
You have 8 games to do
you're
it.
talking about like this season.
And the
I'm
first,
just saying,
say
next
the first round
season,
of the
if they
playoffs,
grew
too.
enough to get into the
But that's what he's
playoffs,
saying. That's his part.
with
Like
all
always
their
a mix
players,
that
like,
set in. That's
But
the problem.
that's what Doc
Wait,
Rivers does.
We only was really kind of discussing.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Why did
He's
the
never
Wizards
been
to
doing
be
this.
in this
He's
bubble,
always
right?
like this team ready and set and
And
rock
you
and roll.
saying that there was a possibility.
Those Celtics teams, they would
that
bring
they could
Mickey
have
Moore off the
done
bench,
something
Scalabrine.
to everybody
He
pulling
was
out.
going deep with
It wasn't.
them Celtics
Okay.
teams.
Right,
James
but
Posey.
them being in the bubble now.
He's going deep down
John,
there, nigga.
Them being in the bubble now
Rasheed,
is what?
Shaq.
He was already on the team.
they're
They
there. I
didn't
mean,
win with Shaq.
once you set
Rasheed, they
certain
didn't
things in
win
motion,
with.
you got to
That
kind
was
of
Kendrick
roll with it, right?
Perkins, Leon Poe,
and-
Big Baby,
And
Like-
Nate Robinson.
on the development
You
of the
come in
young
with
players. I
8
mean,
games left
we
in the
have
season
players
talking about,
that
I get that, but I'm just saying
that are
when
now
you
number
say
one options,
name
they're
somebody
getting
who
the
went
burn,
deep
like,
like that, Doc is known for going
that's
deep into
invaluable.
his bench.
Getting
Right.
I
No
would say the
problem.
years that he
So
went deep were the years
they're
that he
here
did not win.
for show.
Because we
right?
talking about
Nah, that 2008,
right?
they went deep because
because
Leon
it feels-
Poe,
it's a feel
Kendrick,
good
Big
thing to
Baby.
do
Oh, they were getting Eddie House.
They was the
Eddie
only team
House,
that had a shot
and
in the East
they
that looked like
they
it was
unearthed
mathematically,
Eddie House.
they
Eddie
were
House
still
was
in it.
getting
I mean,
no
you know.
burn.
Yeah,
And Eddie House was on. I was listening to something.
You know,
Eddie
y'all
House
let 'em in.
was specifically put in because he.
Because of that
it's senior night.
The only reason we hear from Kendrick Perkins
Down
because of that.
syndrome has
You
been
better
coming to
tell
the
him.
games since his freshman
Okay.
year. Let him in the
I
game.
think that's
Let him in the game.
That's so
He
not
gonna
Big baby.
He gonna shoot a 3. You know.
Shaq and Mac.
Jive Time Turkeys does not have anything against Down
They go
syndrome
for it.
children. Let that record show.
They went for it. And he fucking did.
Hey,
Hold on, Fonz. I'm
second
behind you
floor.
too. Relax. PG-13, baby. PG-13. Oh, my bad.
You don't think that 9 and 13
That's
still
no
look a
fair.
little offside?
Yeah.
So let me get this.
Yeah,
Hey, I think Cuz is on a mission though,
like,
Fonz. Hold on, Fonz.
if you within 5.5, you get to come to Orlando.
But I can see your face.
All right.
Both Morris brothers are on LA teams right now.
I'm pretty
right?
sure the Wizards right
Yeah.
now, like some of them are like, cool. I'm glad
Who
we
made
have
that
other
shot?
ones
I
I'm
was
like,
looking at this screen.
like,
I didn't see LeBron made the shot.
I know.
I don't know. I think it's really no veterans on the Wizards at this time. It's like all young players that want to get out.
I mean, ain't Bill a veteran by now?
Who?
Bill?
He's not there.
But also, you got to think too. If they weren't doing this, they would still.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm asleep at the wheel. What happened to Bill?
He's been playing with her shoulder, so he sat out.
I really do think Paul George.
But here's the thing: if they like, say, in a perfect world, there was no COVID right now.
If
I'm
not
going
to use the H word,
they would be playing anyway. They would be hooping anyway.
He might be.
So why not play? So why not get pro burn? They're gonna be. They would be.
I'm not mad at it.
Remember that people
basketball is a year-round sport.
This is LeBron.
They
I want to see with the ball in his hand. I don't want to see LeBron trying to jack 30-foot fucking jumper.
And that's what Ollie's saying. Like, you get that burn free bump with pro players, so next year you build it, you might make it well.
And literally
I just want a live update.
Then you will hear
it's an 8-point league.
But he don't play like that. Dude all the time.
Rain on. I don't want to rain on Drake. I don't want to hear.
That's what pisses
me
off.
He playing, bro. Ain't no
playing.
Hey, JaVale,
he is human.
See, that's the stuff. No, he ain't. That's the stuff we talking about.
What? I never said that.
The who's playing? Was that sarcasm? I was talking. It's good to see the brother out there running.
I never said he had to go.
Hold on. Let me say something. The Lakers got JaVale McGee.
Who's the Lakers MVP?
JaVale McGee.
Wait, you can't miss this from.
Okay.
They need that mindset. Without
real quick.
Thank you, Mr.
Wait. All right, never mind.
I'll follow up with a Lakers fan before LeBron came. I'm only here for the dude. Just let him talk.
They need that mindset.
I was still buying
See, that's that sideline.
I was on the youngin train. Like, you can get it done with these youngins. Kawhi? The video you put up. And from
what do you mean? Come on, Kawhi.
Okay. I have another question. Who's the MVP of the league?
He did nutty. It's gonna be honest.
No. I'm not saying who's it going to be. I'm asking.
Wait a minute, y'all done talking about Lamar?
Every one of y'all.
No, I just saw the video you put.
Remove all bias,
man.
Remove all bias.
7. Okay, only one of
them. I'm gonna add stuff off the court though.
And then only one of the
other. You can't do this, right?
No.
Okay, we're talking about MVP of the season, right? I'm not gonna bring in. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so MVP with 5 top passes.
I thought you said
who's LeBron need to get a hit. If you were voting, who's the MVP
for him?
LeBron James.
He needs to let that shit go.
Because I'm the sideline guy. His thing. Are you gonna include this part right here? I'm talking about at the end of the game.
No, this part doesn't include.
This part doesn't count.
Oh, then I don't care.
We haven't even. The team is down
needs to be on a team where he actually.
No, because I haven't. Okay, here's my point. If you were included the 8 games, so if you were included,
I'm saying that because if we included it so far, what we've seen,
y'all like that. Y'all top 2 players. Y'all can't get a bucket.
But
you only need 2 points. No, here's the thing though. I love all that. That's perfect, bro. What I'm saying is, you would include 8 games. It's called one season. He has to because when folks say, "Yeah, I don't know,"
when Paul George
he put the hit out.
When Paul George been cooking
all that shit up. I didn't say nothing. I saw it. I was like, y'all bad. I was like, y'all thought really the shot.
Should he be your MVP?
That was a big shot, bro.
I don't know the 3-game stretch.
I thought it was like a game or the game tied.
I wish I could say it for everyone, but I'm a Draymond. Like, come on.
He tied it with time on the clock.
It's the same Paul George.
What did Pat say? Pat said, y'all know the king playing, y'all playing. He meant my words, bro. He said, y'all know the king playing, y'all playing, so quiet that noise. I see you in Orlando.
With 4.2 going away from the
exactly. You know who forced that? And you know who forced it? That's the whole point. The guy who forced it. Oh, no, I get it, but you asked me the question, bro. The question was asked. I give you my answer.
You can't
do these 8 games. You got these 8 games as soon as you did.
But then you can't be mad at people who left time on the favorite players. LeBron left time on the clock.
I wasn't missing. This has never been wait. No, I have never said Michael Jordan's not a GOAT.
It was over. It's time.
What I said was, don't discount my based on your reaction.
I don't be mad at people saying
he hit the game time win to go to overtime.
You can't get mad at them anymore if you're saying I'm going to arbitrarily choose my man, regardless of the normal metrics that are made.
No. I thought it was going to be overtime. I got my head based on. I thought it was
outside of the normal metrics.
No, I don't discount. I'm not discounting my interpretation. Anyway, I see it was a regular shot.
Everyone else because you're saying LeBron is the MVP because of all this extra stuff that's outside of normal MVP voting.
Oh yeah, I'm saying it because what I'm saying that why I'm saying that because from my perspective, the response I got. No, it was like 99. Like it was in the year. Like no, I'm saying
that was just because you know that's just because
you know MVPs going.
Paul George has his detractors. One of them being MVP.
He just want to pick LeBron. That's his answer to everything.
No, yeah, Paul George is the player we can't make that shot before.
I'm not talking about you, Andre. I said I'm not talking about basketball. The basketball's the fight.
What
I'm saying is, who's the most valuable player of the season?
Award though.
Gotta be LeBron.
Mr. Prince.
This ain't Walter Payton Award, nigga.
It should be. That's what life's about, baby.
But something that I
Just to shut up and dribble. Just to shut up and dribble.
after he hit that shot was the Clippers need to run their offense through Paul George. Paul George is their best offensive player.
No, you have to say it for the record.
Showed sums up with Kawhi.
Yeah.
I was going to say
something's been up with Kawhi since
until they went on that stretch.
You can see they say he needs a reboot.
And the Bucks.
Because that was
then I started siding with LeBron. It's
possessions
1A and
from
1B
Kawhi
right
to
now.
wrap up
It's
the
close.
game. And if it
If
wasn't
you
for
remove
Paul
LeBron,
George,
why did he pass it?
and you remove Giannis,
why did Kawhi pass
and neither one of them teams in the playoffs.
LeBron James. LeBron James is still LeBron James.
He wasn't even doing nothing.
That was good defense. I mean, not only LeBron, but the help defense too. Kawhi had nowhere to go.
I'm just saying, these jokers, the
Is there another
Milwaukee
game
Bucks,
after this, apparently?
have been the number
Nah,
one
that's it
defensive
for
team the whole season.
inside
Right?
NBA though.
And they are top
Tomorrow,
3
Kenny
offensive
wearing a
team the
mask
whole
earlier.
season, and their engine
why?
is number 34 to 6'11"
60
Nigerian that was came over from
he
Greece.
had a mask on the set.
This guy has to be the MVP. I mean, what is the criteria for the MVP? What has it been historically?
number one team. I don't know.
The best player on the best
Probably
team.
Bobcats.
That's what it's been.
That's what I was about to say.
Like,
He's going for sure.
going to get the MVP.
You think the Bucks are the best team in the NBA?
Yeah, that's the
record.
They are. They are.
I mean, they
no, you said
what,
best team.
we about to how we looking go talk or
that's what they go by. You can go ahead now.
Okay.
regular season, they have been the best team.
Go ahead.
One weekend does not.
I'm not arguing with you. I can see why you say that.
But my thing is, all right, we know LeBron James is the straw that stirs the drink for whatever teams that he's on, right? But the way Anthony Davis has played, he's played in the shadow of LeBron all year, and it's just like when LeBron is leading the league in assists at 35 years old at 10.5 assists a game. Yeah. Anthony Davis leads the Lakers in points, rebounds, steals. And he's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. It's just like, how can this man, and not taking anything away from him, because I don't want it to be like I'm taking anything away from LeBron. How can he be the MVP of the league when, by the stats, he's not the best player on the team?
Man, okay. Is the team more successful if you remove LeBron or if you remove AD?
Ooh.
That's a caveat. If you take LeBron out of there, yeah. But like I said, LeBron is the
LeBron off the team. They got no shot.
No shot at the championship.
They got no shot at being relevant.
That's a lie.
I disagree with that.
That's a lie.
I disagree with that.
Because the whole point for AD to be there is for after LeBron leaves. Help him while he's there and when LeBron leaves.
Okay, and AD had years in New Orleans. He went to
where
the Pelicans.
Hey, hold on, Greasy. We got to stop there because they went to the playoffs and lost to the Warriors that were 73-9, like 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row they lost to the Warriors, and then the third year, AD last year they made it to the playoffs last year. He didn't want to play. I mean, they shut it down,
and he shut it down. So
okay,
he was
because number 23 made the call.
But hold on, what's the question though? I thought the question was who goes further if you remove them. And if you go further with LeBron,
he made it seem like
it was relevant.
He made it seem like the Lakers irrelevant without.
You know, speaking of hyperbole, you know what he meant. He said the question.
No, that's not what he meant.
No.
Hyperbole.
I don't think that was hyperbole. He removed all the Lakers wouldn't have been shit.
That was the only thing that was missing from that statement.
Like Dre said,
we talk about the Rockets. We talk about these bottom tier Western teams. That's relevancy, bro. When we talk about the Western Conference Finals, who has the championship chances? Who we talking about?
But we talk about.
We had a whole conversation about. We had a whole conversation about if the Blazers can beat the Lakers. The Blazers not even
all of them.
Who else? Who's the ninth seed? Who else in the bottom tier? Let's talk about some other teams. You said one of them had no shot. Who had no shot at all? Who said Denver has no shot?
The Kings.
Is that relevant?
The Kings. The thing about it is the Kings.
Is that relevant?
King and Portland have the same amount of games to get in. They've had the same amount of games.
When I say relevance, I'm talking about competing for a championship.
Thank you.
Nigga, everybody's competing once the playoffs start.
If you take wait a minute, but if you take AD off of the Lakers not competing for a championship.
That's what he was saying. If you take AD off the team,
no,
you're not going to compete for
he was asking who.
They want the same on that
one. What would be the greater descent, LeBron or AD? Of course, it's going to be LeBron. Yeah. I get that, but at the same time, if you take AD off the Lakers,
they'll make the playoffs.
I think both teams would make the playoffs without one or the other. You don't think so?
No,
I don't know about that.
You don't think who wouldn't make it? Which one wouldn't?
See, that's the LeBron, thing. I'm not guaranteeing they make the playoffs.
Without LeBron?
What? We've already seen
Look at this lineup. Look at this lineup without LeBron. You cannot guarantee they're going to make the playoffs. Like you talking about the Blazers, right?
Ain't that general management
better than the Blazers?
There's like 2 niggas from the G League out there. Who else out there right now?
That's the whole point, though.
He went to the.
Who else is on the team? Like we're not discounting AD. You think we're discounting AD?
Y'all are. Y'all definitely are.
If you cycle back here,
y'all definitely are discounting AD. Y'all definitely are. That's
if y'all cycle back to this.
I'm saying who's gonna make it?
Team beat a fully healthy Clippers team if y'all cycle back to that shit. If y'all say that who out here on this floor without LeBron? How does this team beat a fully healthy Clippers team with a bigger bench?
You have LeBron James. The team.
There's going to be sometimes that LeBron isn't playing, so I get
of course.
But my point is, like, we've seen AD play without LeBron. It was called the Pelicans, and they went to the playoffs for the better part of the last 3 years. So to say that, LeBron
multiple times,
and LeBron is and they lost to the eventual champions.
But no. See, I guess I'm not discounting AD. AD had a better. Okay, this AD's team with the Pelicans is better than this Lakers team with just him.
You said what?
Yeah.
When he played, who has a better team, the Pelicans or the Lakers? If you have no LeBron, like Brandon's team, when he was playing,
one team was built to be where one team was built for AD to be the centerpiece, and another team was built with AD.
But that's what we're saying. In the context of the Lakers, if AD's by himself, who else does he have? Is no LeBron on the Lakers roster. We're not saying he couldn't do it with a team of the caliber of the Pelicans.
Right.
He could take that.
It's fine.
It's
fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Having them players wouldn't even be there without LeBron.
I'm not saying no one saying some shit.
All right, you're definitely saying that. You're saying that without LeBron, the Lakers with AD would be fucking not even in the bubble, and that's utterly fucking ridiculous.
Kind of ridiculous.
I didn't say it's not in the book. I said I'm not guaranteeing they make the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe number 9. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I asked. Like what's about with the 1, 2, 3 relevant?
They're not number 9. I just said they wouldn't make the bubble. So that covers that piece that you're talking about.
No, the bubbles are playing right now. Fonzie got 13 teams, right?
Don't they have a play-in for the bubble?
Yeah, they don't do that. We'll say don't do that. We're not saying that. We're not saying it would be. Hold up, real quick. Stop. Antoine, stop. Antoine, stop.
No.
What I'm saying was the relevant.
8 or 9 is divided by small amount of games.
That's why I asked for the relevance. For my whole question about being relevant, I said, are the Kings relevant? We said no. But
that's because they're the Kings. But we talked about Portland. We talked about teams that are on the outside of the playoffs.
We said relevant for winning the championship. For winning the championship.
Huh?
For winning the championship. Are they relevant in that?
Why do we have any conversation other than about the 3 teams that we think win the title? Because
when it comes down to it, we don't. We always just end up with LeBron.
We just talked about people tonight. We just talked about Portland tonight.
Go through all the shows. A lot of the time, dedicate this one topic, this one man.
We talked about Portland tonight. We talked about Boston tonight. We talked about Houston tonight.
Yeah, no, but that's because of the first. Like, you think that's relevancy? Like, that's not long-term relevancy.
That's just relevant. So you can't say the Lakers with AD would be here and then say they'd be irrelevant. If we just talked about all these other teams that deep down we don't think are going to win the title, and we just talked about them. We talked about Russ and Harden. So why would we not talk about AD? Is my point.
Because what I'm saying is, if you think we don't think that AD with this Lakers team would have a chance to win the championship.
But we just talked about 3 other teams that we don't think have a chance to win a title.
Yeah, we talked about some hypothetical as if it could be possible. We know it's not going to happen. We know we're going to watch this again. Like, we know that.
Why do we think we wouldn't be talking about AD as one of those teams?
Oh, we will. That's what I'm saying. We talk about them just as much. That's what I'm saying. It'll be just as much.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't talk about them because they
You don't think
relevant.
AD on the Lakers without LeBron?
No, that's what I'm
saying.
I think we're missing. No. All I'm saying is we would talk about them.
You think? You
no, I'm saying. I'm saying
you don't think 80 on the Lakers without LeBron is still not a big deal.
Greasy saying we would not be talking about them.
Nigga, they would have.
That's my opinion.
They would have posed that like. They would have posed that like the next coming of Kareem. Big man comes to the Lakers. Like, no, I think it would have still been just as much fanfare if 80 had been there without LeBron there.
Well, yeah, because it's 80 in the Lakers. That's what I'm saying. That's standard Laker pressure. That's my whole point. They're the Lakers. It's the Hollywood team. Yes, any name plus the team gonna give you a lot of rah-rah. But is this game
if you put AD on the Knicks, they always talk about AD in the Knicks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the standard pressure for being a GOAT.
That's because the Knicks are the Mecca, nigga. Respect us.
Of course. So we'll give you that credit. That's what I'm saying.
Respect us.
I mean, it'll be a miracle, too. First, if the Knicks were here, yo.
The most miserable state to live in. You put some respect on our names.
I think Anthony Davis will make any team relevant.
Exactly.
Anthony Davis, he's definitely a top 5 player in the league. And with KD not playing this year, he's a top 3 player. Like, honestly. Shit.
What seed are the Lakers with AD this year? I'm asking as a question.
Without LeBron James? See, it's hard to answer that question because
look, get to the
who gets that roster
back and ask that game. Ask that question again. Get to the 2-minute mark.
Nobody.
2-minute mark of the third quarter, and then
the same team.
Because right now,
same team without LeBron James.
Top
Are we adding Waiters and JR into that mix?
Mm-hmm. No, because they wouldn't even be there without LeBron.
Yeah.
No. I mean, just for the sake of argument, these guys, this team,
Adam,
where in the West?
Okay,
who's the 7th team in the West?
Dallas.
No.
Yes.
Who's the 6th team?
OKC.
No. Number 6 is the Rockets.
Okay, the Rockets is 6th. 5th is OKC. 4th is Utah.
I don't know how OKC is pulling that off either. That's amazing.
Chris Paul.
They are surprisingly good this year.
I was trying to let P say it, but you.
He won't ever say it.
Chris Paul and Shea Alexander, Shea Gilgeous. It's just and straight up the Thunder have a good team. They really have a solid team.
Do you really think they plan on being the 5th seed when they made that trade?
No, not at all. But they have a lot of pieces on that team that they don't get enough credit for.
They should not be 5th in the West.
Why not?
Name 5 teams better than them.
You're right.
Say it again.
I think they passed.
Name the teams that are better than them, Greasy.
Yeah. I mean, who beneath them should be better? Maybe the Rockets.
But they
don't think Dallas better than them?
No, heck no. No, not at all. Dallas really isn't that good. Like, honestly.
The Rockets
are the same amount of games.
It's Luka.
Who scares you with Dallas? Luka and who else?
Luka is the closest thing that we've seen to LeBron James. Like, somebody that controls that team that much and gives them relevance. Like, a lot of people don't give Luka Doncic his credit. He is a hell of a basketball player and has been for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came to the NBA and you might as well say he's just bringing that. I mean, he hasn't skipped the beat since he came from Europe. So it's like Dallas, if Porzingis can get back to those pre-ACL Knicks days, now we have a different conversation, but he's not that guy. They a bunch of scraps. It's a Rick Carlisle team. It's a Rick Carlisle. I mean, Rick Carlisle is somebody we need to give a lot of credit to. I don't think he gets enough credit in good coach, best coach in the NBA conversation, because he takes middle of the road talent and makes them relevant. Like,
your AD slander was crazy, man. Are you watching this game right now?
Hold on, what happened? Damn, he got mad.
I'm watching this game.
I thought it was about to be some punches. Damn, whoa, boy, that felt a little spicy.
I say this. Between 4, 5, and 6, that's going to look different after these 8 games. Jazz and the Thunder, the Rockets and the Thunder are only a game behind the Jazz.
Y'all sleeping upstairs?
Only a game and a half.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping down here.
And the Jazz didn't look that crisp.
I'm gonna put this bed up.
Oh, mute.
You looking at
my bad.
You're looking at a scenario where the Thunder or the Rockets might be in fourth place.
Oh, I know. Thunder Rockets 4-5 matchup.
Can we talk about the Thunder a little bit more?
Go right ahead.
I just I felt it. I guess you got to. But no, I really think Chris Paul and he's had a resurgence a little bit this season as well. I mean, we saw they made a big deal about him in the All-Star game, but like switching up his dad and he's playing light on his feet.
They still got the Grant boy.
Who?
The Grant boy.
No, he's in Denver.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
They got Gallinari, Terrence Ferguson, Steven Adams, and Roberson came back the third exhibition game. Steven Adams, I'm a big fan of Steven Adams. He said he was who? Roberson?
No, Adams.
No, Adams been playing all season. He said he was boxing out cows during the shutdown.
I believe
that big Kiwi that's a man right there. Hold on, was that racist?
Nah.
Kiwi?
Nah,
okay.
Is, right?
No, we ain't laughing at
no.
that. We ain't laughing at no racism.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
Oh, yeah, we won't put you out there like that. Yeah.
Because last time I got a little.
Yeah, we got quiet, right? Yeah, I was just single.
Last time you stepped over the line.
We was like,
I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think me as a black man in 2020 could step on no line to make anybody feel smaller.
Oh yeah, it was cool.
As long as it wasn't no Nick Cannon type shit. You know what I'm saying?
It just wasn't. Yeah.
Hey, I definitely hit that end button ASAP if we get to those lips. Like,
it don't, but you know it don't take much though.
Yeah, it's a thin line.
Mm-hmm. But we was.
So another team that surprises me, just like OKC, is Toronto. Like, they ain't got no business being second in the East.
So we talk about this. Why? It's just a regular season team.
Hey, you know what? Somebody,
they're the Canadian Hawks.
This bold prediction to me.
Dang.
To weigh in on it. Somebody told me the surprise team out the East might be the Heat.
I can see it.
I can see that too.
They don't have enough scoring for me.
I see it as far as the Eastern Conference Final.
Enough established scoring. I think they could put up buckets. It's just they're getting it from first and second year players. Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, what's my man from Chicago? The black guy, Kendrick Nunn.
But they 2 games over the Pacers and the 76ers.
Yeah.
Why are the Sixers 6? Like
they had a swoon.
Hey, do the referees get to stay in the hotels too?
Yeah. Everybody
had a what?
Everybody.
Campus. Right? They on the campus.
That's why I can't get to Taylor Rooks because she in the bubble. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's what it was. She was on Jesus and Mero.
I believe in you. I believe in you, brother.
That's virtual.
Yeah.
Is she on Jesus tonight?
Oh, no, I was just mentioning it. Yeah.
She was on Bomani's podcast too.
Yeah, she talked about her false positive test.
So, like, all the workers and too, like, everybody in here is in this. They don't. All right, cool.
The workers don't leave either.
Hey, real quick.
I think so. Or if they do leave, they're not around players. So if you do leave, you're not around players. Like you're not. Players are in a special spot. Like the reporters don't go hang out with the players.
Okay.
And as she was saying, like you have
Lou.
wristbands.
Can we laugh at this?
You have these wristbands. And if your wristband don't light up green, you don't even get let into certain buildings. So like it's not like after hearing that, I'm like, as long as people do what they're supposed to do, this shit will go on because they not.
This is a lot of pieces.
Your shit buzz red.
Still, but do y'all see how quickly they put this together?
They didn't really
put my conspiracy hat on.
They quickly put this together. G.
Hey,
man, a couple months is quick.
But this is the only sport that can do this,
A couple months
right?
where you don't got nothing else to do? Not really.
This is the only sport.
Look at NFL, look at MLB.
The NFL ain't do nothing. They didn't meet about nothing. These guys
and MLB was worried about money.
And the MLB was arguing
about
about
worried about money.
Who?
Yeah. These two parties, the NBA, those parties are working together.
All of them need money.
No. They were hemming and hawing over money in the MLB. The NBA already got their shit straight. They didn't need any labor strike.
I'm just saying the setup that they have at Disney World sound like some old when it goes down in the apocalypse, all the elite gonna meet up there.
Who owns ABC?
You got some oil hat on.
They not meeting up at Disney World.
They definitely
Bunker.
They mean
we
don't even know about.
They gonna be in South Dakota, North Dakota somewhere.
Wyoming.
I need some
Kanye know what's what.
Hey, real quick though, can we laugh at this XFL shit that's been going on the low?
What XFL?
So your boy fired Luck, right? Your boy, my man, fired Luck.
But didn't Luck sue?
Oh no, he's going to sue because the contract clearly states. But what McMahon is trying to do is he's trying to close the league and file bankruptcy, so he don't got to pay.
Hey. Yeah.
Sounds like capitalism to me.
Meanwhile, everybody kept saying XFL coming back. Is the XFL coming back? The XFL should come back. Is it coming back? This is how.
Oh no, that shit did.
There will eventually be a league that's non-NFL.
The XFL should have. I don't know the ins and outs, but if they could have held on, and been that premium sports football
before COVID.
You said what?
This is their best chance to do so before COVID.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, COVID fucked a lot of shit up, but I don't know.
It was entertaining.
Spring.
But I think with this year, they have created a blueprint that someone can make better. Seriously.
Oh, that was worth it. It's gonna push, like you said. Somebody said it's gonna be another league.
It's gonna be a league. It's gotta be one. You can't.
Okay, I'm a little behind, but go ahead, Dion. Black Lives Matter. Okay, coming to play. Is that Oluniyi who asked about too much celebration? I gotta temper my response to watching.
I wanted to mention earlier. I saw two plays. I saw in one position Dion passed the ball 2 times. This is a new Dion.
You ready to play, baby?
I'm just waiting for y'all to catch up, baby. It's
so wait, he does. Oh man,
so great. It's not even just
damn it
with the game. Just catch up to it. It's like
oh man, he
had 9 minutes.
Yeah, we had 9 minutes.
Oh, so wait, y'all already saw AD. Y'all saw AD singly bring it.
That's why I was like, that's why I went off. Like, how y'all gonna disrespect AD?
We're not disrespecting him. Well, I don't think I am. I don't think he'll be there, but he'll be competing. He's not gonna be in a championship type of caliber. Question is my thing. Like, he's not gonna be top 3 team.
But name a team that only has one player that is.
Agreed.
So when we say
Giannis, the Bucks.
Oh, well, there's that. But no, I mean, I agree. Yeah.
Don't give me Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton.
So how you think they gonna win the title then?
Who said they gonna win the title?
Wait, who said that?
So how do you? So how?
I've seen this movie before.
I don't understand. If you
don't think
I saw this movie in 2009 and 2010.
You're telling me without the luck of the Irish, the Bucks weren't in the finals last year.
And we said win a championship.
Right. So hold on. Last year, first of all, if they had a coach, they'd been in the finals last year. Let's get that part.
All right. So now that the East is really much theirs to lose, they're in the finals this year.
Yeah.
I would think. I would hope so.
Yeah.
Which is why Greasy's saying. Which is
Who
why
won the ring?
It was a miracle shot for them to lose last year. No.
Wait, what happened?
One time?
Who did Kawhi hit the miracle shot against?
That was the Sixers.
That was the Sixers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, the fucking Sixers beat
Kawhi gave Giannis pride.
The Raptors beat the Bucks. They beat them 4 straight. The Bucks was up 2-0, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's over for them." And then the Raptors was like, oh, we're gonna trap Giannis, and then they trapped Giannis, and it was like, oh, basketball without them. And that's why I was like, you ain't got no coach, because the coach was like, hey, what if they trap our best player? What are we supposed to do? It's not like they didn't have the
second best player though.
Chris Middleton.
Middleton.
That's just you. That's some Ohio hate shit right there.
That is some Ohio hate right there. That's some hate.
What?
Wait, how's that Ohio hate?
What do I do with Ohio?
You.
See, hyperbole. There you go. That's how you do hyperbole.
Not the second
He's not. Antoine's serious though.
But is he not the second best player on the team?
I don't get this Chris Middleton hate. What is the Chris Middleton hate?
He is technically
Is Chris Middleton the second best player on a championship team?
Yes. Why not? Why not?
There was a life when you didn't think Scotty would have been the second best player on the
Scottie
team.
Pippen.
Did you just compare Scottie Pippen to Chris Middleton?
No, I'm just saying that there's
the second. Broner and LeBron now. Pippen and Middleton. You need to.
You ask who's the second best player on that team, but you don't.
You Scottie Pippen.
But you don't accept the answer because what?
No, he might be by definition, but he's saying, but is that
Scottie Pippen?
You don't think Chris Middleton is there yet?
So wait, did
he? No, if you take Giannis off the Bucks, they're not going to the playoffs. Did he not make the
All-Star team? He made the All-Star team. What else do you want from him?
All-Star team's not good enough. Giannis off the Bucks, they're not going to the playoffs.
We're not talking about that. You said who
now? Come on, man. They're not going to the playoffs. I don't.
I give you a stat for Chris Middleton.
I'm pulling up his stats.
To validate. No, Chris Middleton will finish this season in probably the most exclusive club in the NBA. Want to know which one that is? There's only been 3 players that have averaged 25 points for a season and shot 50, 40, 90. Larry Bird, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, soon to be Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton has the goods. 6'7", can shoot, and he's a defensive
He's
monster.
Averaging 25 a game?
If it's not 25, it's a 23 number. It's over 20. That's what it was. That's the stat. Yeah. But it's only 3 people that have done that, 50, 40, 90, while averaging at least 20 points. He's about to be number 4.
Second best player of the team goes to...
Oh, he's definitely their second best player. Like, that's without a doubt.
What do you...
Yeah, it's not the point. Not about the fact that he's number 2.
Is he good? Is he on the championship team?
He asked who's number 2, Dre.
So name the number 2s that are better than him. Like, let's see how far down the number 2s that are better than him we get.
Paul George, Russ, AD.
That's 3.
He ain't even named the number 2 in the East yet. See what I'm saying?
Well, you taking
Ben or Joel?
You taking Ben? Like, who you taking? You taking him over Ben?
I think I'm taking Ben over a lot of people.
Ben learn how to shoot. Yes.
You taking him over?
You taking
Brown?
Brown
or Tatum?
Yes. First of all, Jaylen. I'm taking him over Jaylen Brown.
I may take him over Brown. I would not take him over.
I'm not taking him over Tatum, but I'm thinking Tatum's the best player on the Sixers.
Yeah, cause I think Kemba's number 2 on the Celtics.
And I'm definitely taking him over Kemba because he's 6'7", Kemba's 6'1".
Yeah, that's when it comes to like CJ. I probably will take him over CJ. Yeah.
Sometimes CJ, he talks.
How old? Give me a score update.
He talks.
I gave the remote away.
Oh, why you get a run away? Well, how could you? I'm like, what's going on? I'm supposed to happen.
I just went to the screen where it's just me and Greasy, and I hope he knows that I'm looking directly at him. I don't know how many times I've been told to been put on mute while I'm not talking. For 2 reasons for 2 of these, rambunctious little whippersnappers that's in the background. So yeah, that's why I gave up the remote.
I can dig it.
But yeah, so what's the score now?
I'm at 7. Well,
Lakers up 9.
In my reality, up 11.
You said 9?
Okay, now it's 9.
91-82.
I got 81-91. 80-91.
How much time left?
7:34.
Mm-hmm. I'm ahead of y'all.
You got the cable.
They on the stream.
No, I'm streaming on the iPad.
Oh shit!
From NBA.com probably.
I'm on TNT.
Wait, my sling it. It was acting. Okay, never mind. We back in it.
Wait,
you can either one. You can do it on TNT app or the NBA.com app.
It's TNT's feed, so it's not doubling back off of somebody else's feed.
Okay.
It's been a hell of a game.
But
Clippers got their fight though.
But yeah, Chris Middleton, he's the goods. I just don't. I think playing in Giannis's shadow.
I just don't feel like
person.
he's.
You don't feel.
I don't feel like he's second best player on the championship team. That's all.
Why?
I told you, 2008, 2009. Mo Williams.
So you gonna pull up 1 year?
Mo Williams. Wait,
Mo Williams? What does he have to do? Mo Gaddy?
That's why I
what does Mo Gaddy got to do with anything?
I knew if we kept it talking,
Junis Ilgauskas
armor.
See, this right here, Andre Taylor. This is where it comes with LeBron.
Then, what was the year
we talk about these jokers that he dragged to the finals?
To the finals?
Yeah.
Right.
Why are they relevant in this conversation?
Right.
Because
that makes how great he was.
Y'all, can I finish, please?
LeBron pouch.
No, you can't. No, you can't finish.
The year Rose got the MVP.
They all got green lights?
2000.
2011.
Yeah.
11? It was 11?
It was 11.
Yeah, it was 11.
It's the Sixers.
Who was the second best player on the Bulls?
With Rose?
Dang. You could make an argument.
Joakim Noah?
Joakim
No,
Noah.
what's the African boy?
Luol Deng.
He said Deng.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen this movie before. It just don't.
Oh no!
You weren't here for the beginning of the episode. All right, so now we're gonna tie back to the beginning. Luol Deng was good and rising and on the same ascension as Chris Middleton until he ran up against Tom Thibodeau, who ran him into the ground. Spinal tap, literal into the ground. He had to get a spinal tap that fucked up his back for a whole playoffs. So
how is this dude legal to coach? That sounds like some old. Never mind.
Hey, he about to run us into the ground. Okay?
That sounds like some big boss coming. Like that sounds like some. Ain't there movies about that? Like you don't want to go down to his. Oh no. Like y'all just predicted like he about to do something. I'm concerned.
Version of Derrick
a spinal tap.
By the time we got Derrick,
I thought you retreat.
Wait, y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't. Luol Deng.
No, I'm sorry. Like I just didn't know that.
I remember.
Yeah, he had to get a spinal tap, and that shit didn't go right. And that's he couldn't.
Luol Deng was definitely in the conversation.
He got another job.
The top small forward, but after LeBron.
How's he getting jobs?
Luol Deng was out there getting buckets.
He white.
That's crazy, bro. Like
whoa.
He gonna ruin your roster. Oh, he gonna give you some output.
Hey, we just here for the headlines. You know about
you only good for 2 seasons. Ooh, that production on them seasons.
You're here for the headlines.
You gonna get all that. You gonna get that maximum quantity and out them boys.
We here for the headlines only, baby. It's Knicks tape for life.
Oh, all right. So we got the last 7 minutes of the game popping. I do have a topic that'll get us to the end that's not NBA related. Ooh. That I think will be pretty fun to argue about. The NFL put out their top 100 list. And we'll just talk about the top 4.
Kyler was on it.
The top 4 had, and I'll go from 1 to 4, had Lamar Jackson at 1, Russell Wilson at 2, Aaron Donald at 3, and then Patrick Mahomes at 4. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
I'm not mad.
I am.
I mean, just switch 1 and 4.
That list had Kyler Murray on it.
Just switch 1 and 4.
I can say switch 1 and 4. Kyler Murray was 90.
Still
on Josh Allen, which I'd have been pissed at if I'm Kyler Murray.
Really?
Yeah.
Josh Allen was higher. Josh Allen is in the top 100.
87.
And Carson Wentz, is it?
Why you think they were so mad?
Wow.
That list was bullshit. That list was just to get us to talk.
Does this include like what Dre talking about off the court stuff? Like, because Josh Allen good at basketball, that's why he in the top 100.
No,
I think he got all his linemen to vote
because the Bills made it to the playoffs.
What?
Yeah, but
he can't throw a rock in the ocean.
I don't see how you.
What number was he?
Actually,
Josh Allen.
Without
25.
Anything below 100 is a disgrace.
Come on.
Hold on, I couldn't hear what you said, Fonz.
In Josh Allen's defense, I think they need to open up the playbook and let him arm it out a little more.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Let Alphonse speak.
87, Olu. 87. The same.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you
but
seen
Carson Wentz with some shit until the end of the season, though?
Huh?
Carson Wentz didn't play up to his potential until like the last 5-6 games.
Let me tell you something.
Have you seen Josh Allen play?
Huh?
Yeah.
If Josh Allen's
I think the system has too much. I think the system has restricted.
He would be kind of what Ann is saying. They would be a different playbook for him. If his name was Jaheim Allen, it'd be a different playbook. If his name is Josh Allen, they keep trying to run in this traditional shit.
But
wait a minute. No, they running black guy plays for Josh Allen. Definitely.
Yeah, but they also didn't rely heavily on his arm. I think they need to open up the playbook for him.
He need to hand the ball off.
So who?
That's his job.
Who?
Hand the ball off, and if that first read, take down, go run. That's it.
You don't go get Diggs if you believe that.
But the fact that it was the players that voted on this, that doesn't remove any of that. What?
Wait, go ahead, finish. Doesn't remove what?
The list was some bullshit and this, that, and the third. I think the fact that it's the players, the actual guys that's on the field, I think that lends more to the how solid the list is, in my opinion.
They don't take it seriously. Players don't take it seriously.
I don't know.
I think everybody just picking their favorite person.
That's not
that margins had to be short.
When I say that they don't take it serious,
that's fact.
There's multiple. I was looking at it. That's why I said this. Like, and remember in our production meeting when I put in there, like, yeah, the players don't take this seriously. Like, multiple reporters were like, yeah, players just fucking do that shit 5 minutes before it's due. They make jokes about it all the time. Like, if you notice, like, I didn't really see any players get mad about the list, except for maybe the Carson Wentz thing. But like, players wasn't. And the only other person that got mad was Keenan Allen. But other than that,
Armstead had a joke because they gave him 104. Armstead had a joke because they gave him 104. You know
what did Mahomes say?
I didn't hear him.
He was taking notes.
Yeah, taking notes.
Taking notes emoji.
That nigga said, "Look, I'm about to battle Roy."
Andre Taylor special.
I'm about to battle Roy,
baby.
But listen,
hey, but I wasn't mad at Lamar being number one.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not mad either.
But I can understand the argument for anybody saying Mahomes should have been number one.
I think why Lamar number he did more or as much
running
with less talent around him. That's why it validated it for me.
The top four you mentioned, I think you can mix all those up and just come out.
But didn't they change that roster to fit his playing style?
They're changing that roster.
It is a process
transition.
Because you got 5 tight ends, but you don't got no real wide receivers.
They had Hollywood this year.
Yeah, they had Hollywood.
That was it. Any other wide receivers? I wait.
Based on Madden, Willie Snead, I don't think he made it though.
My thing is,
he had 5 tight ends.
Well,
because he's a running quarterback. It needs but
just the amount of talent that's on the Kansas City. Kansas City has like some all-pro
warrior type
talent. Yeah.
Right, but
I mean at every position.
That's the team that Andy built.
They almost have an embarrassment of talent.
Who did they build around Lamar? Who did they build? What? Even in this draft, they still didn't go get a decent wide receiver for him.
But that's the point, Antoine. That's why he said he could see the better because he had less talent.
It's a running team. The team is built to run the ball.
Why are you punishing Patrick Mahomes?
I'm not punishing him.
I don't think it's a punishment, but Lamar was the MVP. So I mean, just based off of that, he's in the conversation for number one.
He's definitely in the conversation.
All right, so where you want Lamar then, Fonz?
I mean, Lamar's top 4, but like one, we now have 2 playoff games where Lamar didn't show up. However you want to say it, he just didn't show up.
That last one
argue about that. We could argue about it. But we've also seen the last time Patrick Mahomes got put out the playoffs, it took Bill Belichick coming up with a overtime strategy of we can't give him the ball back. And then this year he follows it up by going down double digits in the AFC Championship
in 2 games,
in the Super Bowl in the 4th quarter, and came back and win it. How can he not be number? What else does he? What does he have to do to be number 1? Is my question. Then, if this doesn't make him number 1,
do it with the Baltimore Ravens.
He threw 50 touchdowns. Like, what does he have to? I don't know. What does he have to do?
Come to Washington. Mr. Mahomes comes to Washington.
Bill Polian has to say he should have been a wide receiver. He should have never played quarterback.
But I'll look at Russell a little bit. Him at number 2. He probably should have been number 4, and Mahomes at number 2.
He's so likable, though. He's just so likable. I think all his accolades is because he's so likable.
I don't know, man. The Seattle defense didn't seem to like him that much.
But Aaron Donald, I think Aaron Donald really is number 2 in my book.
They don't give no props to defensive players, man. Not for real.
He can shit to be number 3.
The top 4 is 1A, 1B, 1C. It's like it's not. You can make an argument for all of them.
I mean, I say you interchangeable, but you need to remove Russell out of that.
I don't know, man. Russell is
been liked.
To me, Russell.
I don't know.
Russell's good, man.
Russell Wilson is still Russell Wilson.
He's great, and that's why number 4. I don't think number 4 is but compare, like, Aaron Donald is a special case, and why I think he slotted at number 3 correctly, because he is a havoc, but like he still don't have that impact on the game. Like, quarterbacks just had that impact. And so, like, he is great, but, like, in the end, he ain't going to put no points up. It takes a miraculous play to put points up. All these, we talking about 3 quarterbacks. Like, they control that shit. And I would have put Russell at 4.
3 black quarterbacks.
That too. And I would have put Mahomes at 1 and Lamar at 2. For me, like, they was down 24 points in the fucking AFC Championship.
And in Lamar's defense, did you see how many passes the Ravens dropped? In that,
that's another thing, Fonz. That's another thing we can't blame Lamar for that.
Can't be a results-based results. I'm not blaming him for it, but as you said,
but just saying those 2 games that the defense and his receivers let him down in that game.
So if I go back and look at the Super Bowl, am I not gonna find any Chiefs dropping passes?
No,
I'm pretty sure I am.
And that's fine. That's fine. But we also But we also saw a drop on the other side that changed the whole complexion of the game. Sorry, Mr. Hicks.
Overthrow.
That was overthrow. I apologize. But that had that been different, that's a totally different ball game.
That's a totally different
people probably don't care that he's number 4.
I still think we look at Mahomes the same because Mahomes would have done his part. I think we can look.
Did Lamar not do his part?
No, he did not.
How many drops did they have that game? I mean, wide open passes too, where receivers would have had yards after the catch.
You have to look at some of them passes, though, Lou.
Granted, but hit you in your head. Some of those passes hit receiver.
No, these were legit drops.
I'm not even looking at the drop passes thing. I'm looking at the piece
that they was running was a good formula to tear through the regular season. But it wasn't gonna have that. It wasn't gonna have that many legs in the playoffs. So it wasn't gonna have that much.
Patrick being Patrick.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's for me. It's
not bad, bro.
The mindset that they came in with, and to me that's the quarterback's thing. Like Lamar's come out and said in the offseason, we took them lightly. Meanwhile, we see Patrick not taking those. For me, in this, all of that matters to me, and like. Again, I don't have any big beef with it, but I would just like to see Mahomes at number 1 because, like, if he's at number 4 now, then what else do he got to do to be number 1?
He already won in his first 2 years. He got MVP and the title.
For me, in his losses, he's averaging the most points from anybody in the history of the NFL in his losses. Like, you can never say the team lost because of Patrick Mahomes, and
You know, it's funny. That's the same argument that Olu makes about why LeBron won't be the greatest. It's like you can't say anything bad about Jordan because he did it in the moment. He did it, but like Lamar has faults, so it's like you can't compare because he had his faults. Like he should have stepped up for the game. I'm just observing. I'm not judging one way is right or the other. I'm just observing that it's the same argument made against or for LeBron about how when it came up to it, came up short.
No, because the difference is if Lamar gets those opportunities, then the whole thing can change. Whereas with LeBron has proven that he's bounced back from those, and
Lamar has had these opportunities.
Lamar doesn't have those bounce like it's not like we're saying we're just looking at his bad playoff games. He only has those. We don't have anything like I could see if Lamar had won the game against the Titans and we saw Lamar and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, then I would be fine with that because he had the one. But we haven't win.
But at the same time, you haven't seen. I'm not saying it will, but if it does happen, you haven't seen Mahomes down games. Like in a short span of time, right? You said Lamar only has quote unquote bad film on tape. You can only rate him against those bad films, right? What's the bad series of films that Mahomes had, except for like with the Patriots? That's not really bad on tape.
The point is. He doesn't have that because he's excelled in those moments. They were down 2 points
so far. I'm saying, I agree. I'm saying right now, but maybe 6 years. Yeah.
Right, but
you can't be missing free throws, Kawhi.
But that's my thing about why it's not.
Yeah, he can. He Kawhi. He ain't LeBron. Go ahead. My bad, P.
But that's why I'm saying it's not the same thing as the LeBron thing because LeBron has both of those to counteract, and people only look at one. Whereas I'm saying, like, yes, I get it right now, but that's all we have right now. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying, like, with Mahomes being 4 right now, we have all these great things, and he's still.
Yeah, there's nothing else for him to achieve, technically.
Right. That's kind of where I'm like. He's at 4, but we under 3 minutes in this game. He's got another nail biter.
Don't get me wrong. When we say this, though, Lamar was definitely electrifying, and I told people this early, like. Was nobody watching these fucking Louisville games?
Apparently people weren't. I was sold when he beat the shit out of Florida State. And I was watching that one live like, oh, shit. Okay, yeah, he's an NFL quarterback right there. Like, yep.
Yeah, like, and it wasn't always with his feet in Louisville. That nigga was airing that shit out to. Name the receivers in Louisville one more time.
Can't. He wouldn't have beat Florida State only running with his legs. He would have not beat them, and it was airing the fuck out that ball. And that's when it was like, Florida's like, oh, we gotta go cover them guys, linebackers, and they're like, yo, we can't fucking catch him. And it's like, all right, well, guys, we get ready. I believe they put 50 up on Florida State.
Who do you think the players think has a higher ceiling, Lamar or Mahomes? Higher ceiling.
Mahomes.
I want to say Lamar because if he improves as a passer.
Right, and that's what I think that if they took it seriously, I think I'm not. Are they supposed to do it based on the season or at that moment who they feel the best player is?
This caveat though, would you consider this caveat that a person who has achieved so much early and has to now remain consistent because of his contract, literally because of the money they paid him to be their guy for the next 10 years, the ceiling would be higher for him because he has to now keep this consistency. In this 10 years.
Not meant in terms of ability. I just meant pure ability. Like ceiling based on physical. I just meant physical ability.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, like what I'm saying is the expectation from him is at least in this 10 years, at the minimum, 2 more rings. That's at least what they're paying for.
I don't think he has to get 2 more. I think he just had to keep him like in the playoffs and fighting for something.
You just saw my man get that big shot too from.
I agree with that. Other man's though get his shit sent though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's what
I'm a bigger Paul George fan than Kawhi. Y'all got to catch up.
They will be there in a second.
Oh, what? You just switch to regular cable now? You slave. Live. You slave to Comcast.
This lineup that the Clippers have on the floor hurts them. There's absolutely no rim protection.
Hey, who in the crew used to have the cable man hookup?
That was me, my man Charlie Black.
Goddamn whack boxes. Oh.
So, Lou, this is the problem I have with the Clippers, like right now. Like,
why didn't he take that to the hole?
Even if
Clippers down one. I'm way behind. Y'all
even if so.
Y'all gotta pause y'all and sync up with us.
No, I'm talking about like just a roster standpoint.
Nah, but you did what you just saying. Y'all was saying some stuff.
That's the LeBron I want to see every time he puts.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, P. Do what you gotta do.
Right there.
The people they have on the floor now, the Clippers, like Lou Williams will come in and replace Reggie Jackson. Montrezl Harrell is going to come in and replace who?
Reggie Jackson not on the floor. Montrezl replaced. Really?
Still.
Nah, but no, because Sham is on the. Reggie Jackson is on the floor. Yeah, because they don't have a center. Montrezl will replace Michael Green.
Okay, and you're saying Lou Williams will replace Reggie Jackson?
Whoa!
More than likely, yeah. Oh, Shamit.
If he replaces Shamit, they're worst off. He has to replace Reggie Jackson.
Excuse me.
Then Reggie Jackson, then yeah.
But then this is worse defensively.
I want to see with the ball in his hand.
That's my thing.
I mean, that's a trade-off.
And that's why it's like I would almost rather them have one or the other, and that way they could build around the weaknesses of whichever one they pick. Right now they have weaknesses of both, and they don't match up.
But crunch time, Patrick Beverley probably be on the floor.
Patrick Beverley's here. He's not playing now.
That's what I'm saying. If it was the playoffs, he'd probably be playing. I mean, this is still quote unquote a regular season game.
But that's taking a spot.
Right. That's still a spot. Like there's still.
What I'm saying is, Patrick Beverley it wouldn't be Reggie Jackson on the floor. It'd be Patrick Beverley, if not Lou Williams.
Same situation. I disagree. I think it would be an offensive minded player. They're down. They have to score. They're not putting Patrick Beverley out there for scoring. See,
they gotta get some stops too.
This is the problem they have.
I think it's more the issue is they need a rim protector on the floor. So you see, they brought Marcus in the game. He's a better rim. Who did they take out? They took Shamit out. See, that's another thing. Yeah. Would you put Lou Williams in the game? Sweet Lou might have to sit down to ready to play. I really think it's going to be situation and circumstance that's going to dictate who Doc puts in the game. I think he trusts all of his players.
It's a matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be the matchup. Like JaMychal Green in the game, I think.
So I'll ask you to.
I'm thinking that might be that.
Ask both of you this as people who have played sports. Is it better to always have to match up to somebody, or is it better to say this is what we're running with? Come stop us.
As far as dictating matchups, it really depends. It depends on your players, I think.
What would you want though? What was your optimal choice?
You want to impose your will.
You want to dictate the matchups, impose your will. Say
against a team like this, I would want to have as much resistance for these two guys. Because, like I'm gonna tell you, I would have Noah on the floor because it's this early. He hasn't really got no burn with them. I think in the playoffs he's going to be on the floor because they have no rim protection.
That's my point. Right now, they're 8 games out. If this was a regular season and there was 8 games before the end of the season and they're having all these problems, that would not be a good thing.
I don't think it's a lot of problems that they're having.
You just went through 4 different lineups in 30 seconds.
Them actual on the floor
for the Clippers.
This is a learning process. He is figuring out who he has and what he's going to do.
But that's the thing. Like you're doing this now.
He's integrating new players. I mean, it's players that haven't even played.
I get it, but that's my point. You're integrating new players at this point of the season.
You have 8 games to do it, and the first, and then you could say the first round of the playoffs too.
But that's what he's saying. That's his problem. Like it's always a mix. It's not set in.
That's what Doc River does.
Okay.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
He never really been doing this. He's always like this team ready and set and rock and roll.
Those Celtics teams, they would bring Mickey Moore off the bench, Scalabrine. Oh, he was going deep with them Celtics teams. James Posey.
Deep in the bit. He's going deep down the roster, nigga.
Rashid, Shaq.
was already on the team. They didn't win with Shaq. Rashid, they didn't win with. but that was
Kendrick Perkins, Leon Poe, Big Baby,
and all
Nate
of those,
Robinson.
They didn't come in with 8 games left in the season talking about.
I get that, but I'm just saying when you say name somebody who went deep like that, Doc is known for going deep into his bench.
And I would say the years that he went deep were the years that did not win. Because we talk about
that 2008. They went deep because Leon Poe, Kendrick, Big Baby. They were getting Eddie House. They unearthed Eddie House. Eddie House was getting no burn. And Eddie House was on. I was listening to something. Eddie House was specifically put in because
Kendrick Perkins because of that year. The only reason we hear from Kendrick Perkins is because of that year.
You better tell him.
Okay? All right? Big Baby. Shaq and the Mac.
Do they go for it? They went for it. And he fucking did it.
Hey.
Hold on, Fonz. I'm behind you too. Relax.
We're still looking at this Alabama.
PG-13, baby. PG-13. Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. Just
already ruined it.
Yeah.
So let me get this.
I think Cuz is on a mission though, Fonz. Hold on, Fonz. You can't even but I can see your face.
Both Morris brothers are on LA teams right now, right?
Yeah. Who made that shot? I was looking at this screen. I didn't see LeBron made the shot. Y'all hear me?
I think that's why. Is that why Shannon left?
Shit.
George. Oh. Ties the game.
I really do think Paul George is on a mission to prove.
He might be because
his. I'm not going to use the H word. His detractor is wrong.
He might be because that was. Whew, he put that. I was about to ask, but I remembered that people were different.
This is LeBron. I want to see with the ball in his hand. I don't want to see LeBron trying to jack a 30-foot fucking jumper. I want him to be a fucking 265 that he is and literally unstoppable. And if he plays like this more, then you will hear nothing from me about him. But he don't play like this. And I don't know he can't do it all the time because he can. He can do it whenever he wants to. That's what pisses me off about him.
He gets tired sometimes.
When he wants to.
He is human.
No, he ain't. You gotta go 8-0.
I never said that.
About him like he ain't human, and then as soon
you as co-signed it.
I never said he had to go 8. I know I brought it up. I didn't say he had to. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, Shannon missed this from you.
They need that. They need that mindset. Is what I said.
Real quick. Oh wait. All right, never mind. Well,
that's when they start talking that talk. So just let them talk.
They need that mindset, Dre.
Rest in peace.
Yes, indeed.
Hey man, don't be disrespected.
He part of Kawhi. Or the video you put up. And yes,
Kawhi. What do you mean? Come on, Kawhi.
Because Kawhi just did some egg ass shit.
He did.
See it.
Nutty.
Wait a minute, y'all done talking about Lamar?
About what he did?
No, I just saw the video you put, and of the 6 passes that were dropped, only 7. Okay, only one of them could have went for a touchdown, and then only one of the other was a first down. All the other ones. So like.
Okay, so you cool with 5 drop passes?
I'm not cool with.
LeBron need to get a haircut.
It's not enough for me to.
We need to call for him.
He need to let that shit go. You'll see it at the end of the game, Dre. No, you'll see that at the end of the game.
No, I'm talking about at the end of the game. I'm like,
oh,
yeah.
Hey, Quinn needs to be on a team where he actually gets some burn. I'm sorry. He's fucking.
I honestly think of everything that happened this year, he's on the team he needed to be on.
Y'all let a 35-year-old man check y'all top 2 players, and y'all can't get a bucket, and you only need 2 points. Yeah, Lou, keep that face, bro. Y'all gotta pay my man some respect.
Hold on. You weren't saying none of that. Wait, hold on. You weren't saying none of that when Paul George hit that three. When Paul George been cooking this whole fourth quarter.
I didn't say nothing. I saw it. I was like, y'all hyped off that. That's what I looked like. Y'all hyped off him making a shot. He's a bad man. Paul, I thought
that was a big shot, bro.
I thought that was like I thought it was like the game winning shot or the game tie at no second.
No, he tied the game. That was a game tie.
I'm talking about no seconds. Look like he tied it with time on the clock.
But hold on, it's the same Paul George that everybody is like he don't show up at big time.
He missed the shot last in the game.
Hold up, Dre.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Dre. Hold on. He got that ball. With 4.2 seconds left, going away from the basket.
Exactly. You know who forced that, and you know who forced. That's my whole point. The guy who forced it.
He's LeBron James.
Hold up, Dre.
Wait a minute.
Wait. You can't.
I'm listening, Alphonse.
You can't one hand say that Paul George. You can't diminish Paul George saying he left time on the clock because LeBron left time on the clock.
No, I wanted to mention. Wait. No.
You said the game was over. It's time.
No. I assume based on your reaction that he hit the game tie and win to go to overtime. So that's why I was thinking y'all was excited. I thought he hit that type of shot.
Quarter, which is
that's all.
It's a game tying shot.
No. I thought it was gonna be overtime. I got my head based on. I thought it was like, he did shit. Like in his we gotta play it again. That's like just my interpretation. And then when I see it was a regular shot that you need to hit, it's a big shot. But when the game, I thought the way Olu was acting, like the game was over.
Fourth quarter game time shots, and that wasn't big enough.
No, based on you gotta see from my perspective the response I got. I thought like overtime was coming.
Can you put the hater sign on yourself?
That was just because that's just because Paul George has his detractors. One of them being on the show.
But Olu, I've never said Paul George is a player who can't make that shot before.
I'm not talking about you, Andre Taylor.
Oh, I thought you were calling me. All right, my bad. I be saying
no.
Who? I know you.
I'm talking about Mr. Fonz.
Oh, Fonz.
Mr. Prince.
13, but I will acknowledge it's them shots, and he hit that shot.
But something that I wanted to say before that, those last two sequences, after he hit that shot was the Clippers need to run their offense through Paul George. Paul George is their best offensive player. The
last two possessions showed something's up with Kawhi.
Yeah. Something's been up with Kawhi since they got back in there. You can see it. They say he needs a reboot.
Because that was two terrible possessions from Kawhi to wrap up the game. And if it wasn't for Paul George,
why did he pass it backwards? Why did Kawhi pass that backwards?
Because
LeBron James. LeBron James is still LeBron James. Right?
Thank you. He wasn't even doing nothing. He just
that was good defense. I mean, not only LeBron, but the help defense too. Yep. I had nowhere to go.
Is there another game after this? Apparently.
No, that's it.
No, that's it for tonight. Inside NBA though, they're gonna talk about it.
Tomorrow, why was Kenny wearing a mask earlier?
You said why?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Like 60 years old, right?
He had a mask on the set, but he's not wearing it.
I don't know.
Hey, what front office y'all think Kenny Smith going to?
I don't know.
Probably Bobcats.
That's what I was about to say. He's going
for sure.
Connection.
This will probably be his last season on TNT.
Yeah, that's the that's the rumor.
We about to how we looking? We doing go talk or?
Yeah. We can go ahead now that the game's done. We'll go ahead, go over to go talks. Anybody want to go up first?